And our good friend Mark DiCamillo from the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies. He was formerly with the Gallup poll. We've had him on several times. A good friend of the show. He's put out a poll on the Newsom legislation. We'll lead with that in just a second. And it's on like Donkey Kong. Dodgers finally got a split a la Colorado, which is horrendous. Colorado's one of the worst teams in baseball. We went up there and went 2 for 2, but we did at least save the split last night. And tonight, I think our best pitcher is on the bump. I used to think it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but I think the most consistent guy and the guy that has the most heat and has a really good slider is Blake Snell, who's going to take the ball for us tonight. Yu Darvish, most of the time, gives us hell. We beat him up in LA a couple of days ago, and he's got like a 5.5 ERA. So that might be good news for us. Talk about that. And there's some great miscellaneous news and notes. Do you see the story out of Today's Show where there's a football team in Alabama that hasn't won a football game since 2015?
What'd you say? What place?
Alabama.
No, that's not how you say it.
Alabama. Yeah. Columbia, to be exact. And the Columbia Eagles they've lost 91 straight. And the hoopla is the Gatorade's gotten involved, and a former wide receiver that played for the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings, Sammy Coates, who was a decent wide receiver, he had plenty of jobs. He was a wide receiver coach and had an opportunity to coach in the NFL, but wanted to go back to his hometown and help these guys. And they play tonight. High school football is about to start. And of the 7 or 8 clips I saw on the Today Show, that streak ain't going to be broken anytime soon. I'm telling you, dude. I saw the quarterback, and he like short arms the ball. Like, he doesn't even take the ball back. He comes from his ear. And unless you're Dan Marino, nobody can pull that off. I mean, he doesn't even, and the line is like short and fat, little fat kids. It's like, I don't care if you bring in Vince Lombardi. This team ain't going to beat nobody. And it's sad. The first 3 games are on the road. I mean, it's gonna be a national story if, in fact, they win a game this season. Gatorade's gotten involved, and the National Football League actually has gotten involved. They're doing a documentary called "All the Reasons Not to Quit: The Columbia High Story." Because imagine that if that's your high school and you're in 8th grade or 9th grade playing JV, and you're like, I gotta play for the Eagles. We haven't won since I was born. We're going to lose every game. I can't imagine. And Lil Nas X, we were all just laughing about this, was found roaming the Los Angeles area, tidy whities, white boots, and a cowboy hat. That's it. Little tight white underwear, which I don't think grown men should wear. It looks ridiculous. I want to wear a Speedo. That just look ridiculous. I don't know. I'm a long underwear guy, but
you ain't long.
Well, I didn't want to go there. I didn't tell him I'm a commando, but I'm wearing drawers in about 12 years. But that's beside the point. But tidy whities absolutely not. Gave those up in like 7th grade, and he's just wandering around in white boots, tidy whities, and a cowboy hat. But the reason he got into a fight, he's gotten in trouble because he went out and attacked the cops. Not a great idea. And I told you about the Cracker Barrel deal. We didn't think this was that serious. They changed their logo. They removed the old white guy leaning on the Cracker Barrel, and it just says Cracker Barrel now. People are livid. Do you know that shares for Cracker Barrel dropped 12% in a day? In a day, they lost $94 million. That's crazy. Now, I don't understand what the whole, and it's not a racial thing. I know you guys say, oh, Ralph, why you guys say it's the white guy? Because he's a white guy. But on the Today Show, they had black people on YouTube and on TikTok saying, man, bring back the white guy with the barrel. I grew up with the white brother. That looked like my grandfather. So it's not a racial thing. It's not split. It's not like black folks don't give a damn and white folks do. No, black folks are mad too. Have you ever chosen a restaurant based on its logo? I ain't never done that in my life. Ooh, that looks good. Let's eat there. They lost $94 million. Oh, what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and take our first break of the day. When we come back, we'll get into Gavin Newsom having signed into law 3 different laws. One, overriding the Independent Redistricting Commission that we all voted for, we all loved. It passed by 61%. And the other laws obviously fund the redistricting. That's money that we're all paying for you. Thank you again, Gavin. And of course, defining the lines. And can you guess, Mr. Flores, who the lone Democrat that voted no?
Oh, yeah.
You know who it is?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll tell you when we come back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's the JR Show. So Gavin Newsom wants to counteract what Texas is doing in their redistricting by trying to take the power back from an independent council so he can redistrict the California lines. Matter of fact, he's so confident that he's ready to put it before the voters. He keeps saying, don't poke the bear. Only you're not the bear, Gavin. We are the voters. And we'll have the final say. And you, sir, will have egg on your face.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
Look who's here. It's Gino and Tonya Valpredo from Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen. Gino, I call you the Michael Corleone of the family because you kind of stumbled into the family business.
I worked there in
Really?
a little bit, never known that I'd be back into the business.
That'll be
My
interesting.
mom and dad took it over, and I still love the same.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we have a restaurant. What do we do now? And my mom said, just treat people the way you want to be treated.
And Tonya, it's that philosophy that you created that's made Luigi's such an iconic restaurant.
I feel like the community comes together when they talk about Luigi's because we've been there for so long. I have seen so many families and children and their children and their children. When we started, it was something else. And now look at it. It's amazing. 80-something employees, and they're just the best people in all of Bakersfield.
Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen, where families meet.
I was always tired, sleepy, and had no energy.
I had relentless, debilitating headaches.
Valley fever has many faces and impacts people differently. If you have a lingering cough, fever, or painful breathing for more than 2 weeks, talk to your doctor.
I am Juan Louis,
I am Bryn Kerrigan.
and we are the faces of Valley Fever.
Visit currentpublichealth.com to learn more. Please meet Paul Sheldon's client, Rod Geis.
Hello, Kern County. This is Rod Geis. My wife and I recently changed our health care coverage to Medicare. We were so fortunate to have found Paul Sheldon. Paul and his associates Kelly, Lynn, and Christine were indispensable in guiding us through the transition. They have comprehensive knowledge and experience in all aspects of insurance, Medicare, and the option. They listened to our questions every time we walked in the door, and they followed up very promptly with the answers we needed. With Paul's help, we made the best decisions for us. The process was painless, and we now have comprehensive medical coverage at a very affordable price. So if you were considering retirement and a change to Medicare coverage, Paul Sheldon Insurance Benefits and Planning is hands down the best place you can go.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Ain't that the truth? 842-537-6842 KERN. Rick Bentley, KGT Entertainment reporter, joins us after the break. But we begin obviously with Newsom signing into law and just absolutely ignoring the Constitution and overriding the Independent Redistricting Commission, which is about as happy as California voters have been in terms of drawing lines. 61% did this, and Newsom has made it clear this all has to do with Texas, which has done the same thing to add 5 Republican seats there. So they're going to add 5 here in this massive supermajority. But as I said, when this first thing first got suggested, we hold the keys. It's now up to us. And this is going to be a vigorous campaign. I told you about the man, Charles Monson. I guess we'll ask Kathy about it. I couldn't find anything on him on Monday, but he's committed $100 million to this. I told you that Kevin McCarthy was on CNN yesterday, and he's part of a group, let me make sure, called Right Path. And as I said yesterday, and as you all well know, if there's anything Kevin McCarthy does exceptionally well, and that's raise money. And so there's going to be, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be full-throatedly behind fighting this thing. So it's going to be an interesting vote come November. And that's why we're going to talk with Mark DiCamillo, because right now the polls don't look good. They've got a majority, but you guys know I play a lot of poker, and you can be down and you can lose, but if there's a hand with a lot of chips in the middle, you still got a chance to get back in the ball game. And there are a lot of undecided voters, meaning there's a lot of chips on the table, despite the fact that initially most Californians right now, according to Mark's poll, are in favor of this thing. And it's funny, the lion's share of those who are undecided are Latinos, Blacks, and women. So at least this campaign led by McCarthy and Munson and Abernathy and every Republican in the Assembly and the Senate, it's going to be well funded. We've got plenty of time to stave this thing off, and we go into it knowing what groups we have to target: Latinos, Blacks, and women. They're the ones that are most undecided. Mark will break down his poll for us in the 5, but the worst part, the most detrimental part of Newsom signing this thing is it not only goes into effect, I didn't know this till last night, it not only goes into effect for 26, but for 28 and 2030, which again will obviously change again because of the census. And as I told you yesterday, McCarthy said he predicts that in 2030, we're going to lose another 4 congressional seats because people are running, sprinting, jetting out of this state. The businesses that are leaving, In and Out, Bed Bath and Beyond, you name it, they're leaving. They're going to Tennessee, they're going to Nevada, they're going to Texas, they're going to Florida. It is just absolutely amazing how Gavin Newsom, for the first time really in my lifetime history, is running not only citizens, but businesses out of California. And 3 Democrats did not vote yes. 1 Democrat was not there for voting. 1 Democrat did not vote. And the single no vote on the Democratic side was 22nd Congressional District candidate Jasmeet Bains, who somehow has stumbled staggeringly, haphazardly into a brilliant political move. JR tells me she's getting beat up by the Democrats, but are they really going to go with Randy Villegas? Really? Let's hope so. I mean, I think Valadao beats Bains, but he destroys Villegas. Let's hope they jump ship. And remember, I think it was JR that was saying her hold on the Democratic Party is tenuous at best. It's not if the Sikhs aren't a real big fan of her. I don't think the Latinos are in supporting her. She is incredibly vulnerable. And as David Valadao told KGT the other day, the district really doesn't change that much. It goes a little bit north and it goes more into Fresno. And I think he's safe. And the other thing about this, it's only Texas and California now, but some 7 other states are considering this: Missouri, Florida, Indiana, New Jersey, Maryland, New York, and Illinois. And what is interesting about that, Illinois is one of the most vociferous states about this because their governor, J.P. Pritzker, oh Lord, what's his name? Pritzker. Please stand by. Hey Siri, who's the governor of Illinois? Pritzker, J.D. Pritzker. He's running for president. And let's all cross our fingers and legs and toes that he gets the nomination, because the United States of America, as I've tried to tell you, and this is no body shaming, this is just history. The United States of America does not elect a fat president. I'm sorry, that's just history. And history has this tendency of repeating itself. It's the 21st century. You can't be bald. You can't be fat. The last fat president was William Howard Taft in like 1908. Who, by the way, do you know what William Howard Taft is best known for, sports-wise?
Wrestling?
No, he created the 7th inning stretch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Early 20th century, and his big fat ass just stood up. And as is the tradition, whenever the president, if you're in a room with the president stands up, everybody stands up. So at the ball game, when Taft stood up, you couldn't miss his big fat butt. Everybody stood up, and that became a tradition in baseball. The other significant point about William Howard Taft, I'm on a roll now. I'm talking about presidents. I love talking about presidents. He's the only president to become Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And while he was like a C+, maybe even a C- president, everybody believed he was a great Supreme Court justice, including his successor. Who was his successor, JR? And why would I ask you that if you didn't have an inkling?
No clue.
Our very own Earl Warren.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Earl Warren said he was a great Supreme Court justice. Imagine, that's what Clinton was going to go to the Supreme Court. Thank you, Jesus, we dodged that bullet. But I just think this is going to be an interesting race. I think we really have a chance to defeat this thing. I really do. And it's about whether or not you want the elected officials to select their voters, or do you want the voters to select their elected officials? Somewhere I read the latter is the way it's supposed to be. We are supposed to pick our leaders. Our leaders aren't supposed to create their own constituents. It's crazy. And as I've been asking stupidly, naively almost, for like a week now, why do we put up with gerrymandering? Why don't we hand it off to AI? Why don't we get an independent panel to make the input into AI and just let the robots or the intelligence handle it? Take it out of the hand of the legislators. And it blows me away that thus far, majority of Californians are willing to back off this commission that everybody was so happy about. Just doesn't make any sense. It is a Friday. A little warm out there. A little warm this weekend. Hot. Africa hot. Vietnam hot. We pivot. Our good friend Rick Bentley from KGET Entertainment Reporter joins us next.
He's hot too.
He is hot, always hot. And Eric Menendez ain't going anywhere. Can't shoot your mama in the face and get out of prison. We've finally made a stand. You cannot shoot your mama in the face and walk out of prison.
News Talk 96.1 and
How are you, sir?
But you can't traffic young girls and get out of prison. So, there we go.
Who are we talking about? Jelaine? You think Jelaine's getting out?
Of course.
You really do?
It's going to be part of it. No question.
No. He couldn't do it. Well, he doesn't have to get reelected to anything, I guess.
For President Trump's law enforcement.
That'd be a huge mistake.
Oh, it'd be a
Huge mistake.
monstrous mistake, but
You think he'd do it anyway?
I think he's going to.
He thinks he's going to pardon Maxwell.
I think so.
I just can't see it. He's going to pardon Maxwell. She was the pimp. She was worse than he was. She rounded up all the girls.
I'm not, I'm just saying, it just the way this administration does what it wants to do.
Yeah, like going after Bolton today. That was so scummy.
Yeah.
Raided the man's home. That is so wrong. Just to get back at him because he wrote a book about him.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then he said, I didn't know nothing about it. Like Cash Patel didn't tell him we're raiding Bolton's house. Come on, man.
There are times when he says, nothing happens in this that I don't know.
Right.
Other times,
I don't even know John Bolton. Bolton? John who? So I changed my my package on cable.
Yeah.
And I lost Turner Classic Movies.
Ooh.
And I was going to call back and ask for it back. But I scrolled through it for a couple of days, literally, because I was home with my foot. And I was like, it only comes up with like 1 or 2 good movies every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I did miss a couple of good movies. I missed The Face in the Crowd, which I love with Andy Griffith. And I missed HUD, one of my favorite Paul Newman movies. So I think I am going to ask for it back.
I'm telling you, if you ever hooked an antenna to your television set, there's an over-the-air channel that's all classic movies.
Really?
Free. Yeah. And then, we get some real classics on there.
Really?
But yeah.
And the other thing I like that they do on TCM is they do like Celebrity Day.
Yeah.
Like they do Gene Hackman Day, and it's all Gene Hackman movies.
Exactly.
I don't always agree with the movies they pick.
Well, some of it's, what's available.
Yeah. Because for Hackman, you got to go Bonnie and Clyde, The Conversation, The French Connection, and No Way Out. I love. Have you ever seen No Way Out?
Yeah,
with
Costner.
Yeah, I love that.
I did
picture.
that junket. That was
really.
Yeah, I was in Washington D.C. for that junket.
I love that picture.
Was it Iman? Is in that?
Yes.
And I remember interviewing Iman.
She plays the girlfriend's friend.
Because I remember talking to Costner. One of my favorite things that actors do is when they act without dialogue.
Right.
And he has a scene. Costner goes into the bathroom after he knows.
When they show him the pictures.
Yeah. And he just and it's such a. I told him, I said, that was my favorite moment in the movie. You had not a single line of dialogue, but you said thousands of things of that.
He just kind of collapses.
Yeah. So to me, I love that kind of acting. That's my favorite.
And it's a great ending. Never saw that coming.
No.
Never saw it coming. And don't it feel good? It feels great. Well, not really, but it's a Friday. And KGT entertainment reporter Rick Bentley is live. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Staying cool? See, I would have no idea what the heat is like. Front door to the car, the car, this front door to the car, car to my house. And I lay around in 79-degree temperatures.
Yeah, people say, how can you live in California? It's so hot and everything. I go, and that's exactly what I tell them. It's like, now, if I was a guy that was putting tile roofing on a house.
Can you imagine?
My heart breaks every time I see that happening. Because those are troopers, man.
And the construction workers that are out there in long sleeves.
Anybody that has to be, outside working in this heat. And I consider myself deeply fortunate.
I do as well. I really, really do. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. So what's going on in the world of entertainment beyond Nas X walking around naked?
Yeah. The buzz in town is the movie Honey Don't.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a great song too.
by
Ooh, Honey Don't. I don't know.
Carl Perkins.
Oh, I love Carl Perkins.
There we go.
Worst toupee in the history of entertainment.
Well, there have been a lot of bad ones, but
Yeah.
but I'll give you that.
Yeah. Who else you got? Bad tubes.
Uh,
I thought Frank's was bad for a little bit in the
Yeah.
mid 70s.
yeah. Burt Reynolds had a bad one.
Yeah, you're right. Bird did have a good
Yeah.
bad one. Sean Connery had a good one.
He did.
I did not know he was bald.
No, he was one that fooled me. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress.
We digress.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Honey Don't is a feature film's opening this weekend
Yeah.
in Bakersfield, and it's a movie that's set in Bakersfield.
Really?
Exactly. This is why would I bring
Wow.
this up if it wasn't something important to us? Yeah. Now, for you want to talk about the Bakersfield part of it or the movie in general?
Well, let's start with the Bakersfield part of it. Do you recognize the community?
The opening segment is a montage of driving around Bakersfield, and you see the Fox Theater, you see the Nile Theater, you see the Bakersfield Police Department, you see the old Bakersfield, California building, you see some
A
CD.
great building.
Oh, that was a great building.
It
to work
really
in.
was.
Yeah. You see some of the seedier parts of downtown, but that opening montage, which was shot, it's directed by Cohen, not Joel, but
Ethan?
Thank
Ethan
you.
Cohen?
By Ethan Cohen, and Ethan and his partner Trisha Cook came up and shot that footage to open the film with. So you have that establishing footage.
Okay.
There's also mentions of Bakersfield through it. And then there's even a point where somebody's at a bus stop, and on one of those bus stop posters, it says Kern Heart Hospital.
Nice.
So there's some touches of that.
Nice.
And there was one scene shot on a road near Bodfish.
Really?
Other than that, the rest of the movie was shot in New Mexico.
How did you know it was in Bodfish? Did they give you that information, or do you just?
That's my job as a reporter to find out this.
Very well said, sir. Yes, it
Exactly.
is. You're
I
absolutely
can't
right.
divulge my sources.
All
But
right.
yes.
Very good.
Yes. So anyway, basically what they wanted to do, the movie is about a small town, California town, private investigator named Honey O'Donohue. It's played by Margaret Qualley, who is the daughter of Andy McDowell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Big fan of Andy McDowell.
Yeah. And she gets involved in there's multiple murders in town, and she gets the first person gets killed had called her to be a client, but got killed before thing. But she still feels like she should help the person.
Right.
But anyway, it's set in Bakersfield. But they shot it in New Mexico, and I'm telling you, Hollywood's idea of what Bakersfield looks like, I described in my review that I wrote for the KGT was, it looks like the town is one meth lab explosion away from being wiped off the planet.
Yeah.
It's all strip malls. It's all no trees. It's churches are in strip malls. The people there are uneducated. It's just a negative view of what Bakersfield is.
Bakersfield residents have no idea how, what's the word I'm looking for? How condescending LA residents are towards Bakersfield.
Oh, and I went through it for years.
I did too.
By going down, I would, as a critic, I would go down and the things were like, well, did you guys get more than 2 horses? You still only have that one gas station there. It's
Yeah.
like,
I would get into fights.
500,000 people is not a small town.
9th largest city in the state.
Exactly. So where this is just something that's burned into your brain.
Yeah.
You got to get past it.
I used to get into fights with my friends, and Skelly's line was always, "What are you, the president of the Chamber of Commerce?" And I'm like, "No, it's an overrated stigma that you have on this town."
Yeah. I mean, it's I guess some kind of form of racism against the town. I mean,
I don't know what it is.
stereotyping, whatever. But anyway, so they had to go to Albuquerque to shoot what they thought Bakersfield should look like.
Wow.
So 99% of the movie was shot in Albuquerque, but it's set in Bakersfield.
Why not shoot it in Southwest? Why not show the marketplace? Why not show Seven Oaks? Why
Well,
not show the Northwest?
because that's not the vision that they see Bakersfield.
Exactly.
They see it as a town, as a dystopian town.
Westchester.
Where there's nobody, everybody's on welfare. Nobody, it's just their vision.
Cal State,
I think Bakersfield.
BC.
I think
I mean-
Bakersfield looked too good
Yeah,
for what they had in their brain,
exactly.
and
They
so
want to create a narrative.
and so they went and found, and I feel sorry for Albuquerque. If that's part of their town, that's a place I don't want to be broken down in. It's horrible.
Well, Albuquerque is an ugly town. I've been to Albuquerque. It
Well,
an
this is
ugly
the
town.
ugliest part of the ugly part of Albuquerque.
And they're calling that Baco.
Calling that Baker.
So that's just so wrong.
Yep. The good thing is it's a bad movie,
Okay.
so not
good.
many people are going to go.
All
see
right,
it.
good. Good. I'm happy.
I love the idea that it's the character of Honey O'Donoghue is this female private investigator,
Yeah.
and they start out making her almost like she just stepped out of a pulp detective novel.
Yeah.
We get that sort of film noir feel about her, the way she dresses, the way she talks. She's got that real clip talk. She's great with the banter.
Is she a local, allegedly?
Well,
Fictionally?
who?
The detective. Is she from here or is she sent here?
No, her offices are in Bakersfield.
Okay. She's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she in a strip mall next to right down from the church and a
Ghetto,
a
like
Chinese
looking
coffee
area.
shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Couldn't be on Truxton. No.
Yeah,
No.
no. So, but anyway, I love the idea that they start out with a film noir type detective, but then they just sort of abandon that. Their characters dropped in at the, that are never explained and never wrapped up. The ending's not satisfying whatsoever. You've got people like Charlie Day, who is from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
who's a very good comic, and I bet he didn't work 2 hours on this film. I mean, he has this recurring joke. The Honey O'Donoghue character is a lesbian, and he keeps hitting on her. Okay, and she says, "I like girls," and he goes, "You just keep telling me that." That he thinks that's her brush off line.
Right.
Well, that's okay, maybe once, but it just goes. They do it again. It's like the writing is so weak in this. Just from the I don't want to be prejudiced about the depiction of Bakersfield. I try to evaluate it as a movie,
Right.
and as a movie, it's weak. It's only like half baked, and it was done by Ethan Coen without Joel, and they're so good together. I mean, they did Fargo, they did
Great
No Country
movie.
for Old Men,
Another great movie.
but it felt like he needed a second voice. And from my research, it took 6 years to write this script. And I'm thinking, if that's what you got in 6 years, you could have written another 60 years and never found anything good.
Cohen wrote it.
He co-wrote it
and directed
with Tricia Cook. She's his co-writer, but Cohen directed.
Okay. That's
So,
too bad.
Anyway, it's just it's gotten a lot of buzz locally because of everybody's heard, oh, it's set in Bakersfield. That's how cool it's now. And even it's funny because even Ethan Coen said in the press material that their murders happen all the time in Chicago and in New York but not a lot happened in Bakersfield. And I thought, well, I could read you some stats. If
No
you want.
kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But even if you don't want to accept that, you could. We had a TV show years ago called Bakersfield PD that
Yep.
dealt with that sort of thing. So we've gone down that path before. That's our Giancarlo Esposito. That was a great TV series that didn't last more than 17 episodes, but still was a great TV series.
Yeah.
But so we've been down that
And I
path.
love Giancarlo Esposito.
He's one of my favorite actors. He's
Yeah,
one.
me too.
Someday I'll have to make that list of 10 people. Once, if they're in the movie or the TV show, you got a good shot at it being a good product.
If it's a Spike Lee movie, Giancarlo Esposito's probably in it. He was
Yeah.
in School Days. He was in Mo Better Blues.
Yep.
He was in, what's the other one? Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
He's in the Do the Right Thing. He starts the riot.
Yeah, he's got an impressive list of. I mean,
Yeah.
and then we get to, Breaking Bad, and the Book of Boba Fett. The guy can do he's in The Godfather of Harlem, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
And so, he can. He's one of those actors that you can just bank on.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a couple of probably misses, but look, there are people like him that you just feel more comfortable knowing.
Right.
So we've had those kind of detective shows. We've had, I just don't understand why, if you wanted they said they wanted it to be this sort of sun-drenched California town. Well, why not just make it a sun-drenched New Mexico town and set it in Albuquerque? what's the audience going to say? Oh, this would have been much better if it had been set in Baker. No, they don't. I don't think they care unless it's a local thing. And then we care only because they're mentioning our name. And again, the opening montage does show a lot of images of the city. And it's funny because when you look at those images and you think, wow, these are pretty good, nice places. Those buildings that they're showing are pretty, like I said, there's a couple of seedier shots downtown. But most of it's like, it contrasts completely differently from what they're trying to show you through the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's too bad because there's so many beautiful neighborhoods in this town. Bakersfield College is a beautiful setting. Cal State Bakersfield, when you get on campus, is a beautiful setting. Westchester is I think one of my favorite neighborhoods. I mean, it's just.
But that's
got beautiful parks.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Once Hollywood decides what their scheme
is going to be,
right?
Yeah.
So if you could take the most beautiful city on the planet, and they go, well, we want to show it as a seedy location. Well, they'll either find it there or they'll go somewhere else and fill in for it.
And you can find it anywhere.
Well, that's it. Every city has its area that you just know is not up to par with the rest of the city.
Yeah.
And that's just a natural thing everywhere around the world.
Everywhere.
And so if you're looking to show a certain part of the city, you can find it.
Sure.
But again, that goes in with that mindset of this is what I think of the city.
Yeah. Rick Bentley is our guest, as he is each and every Friday. Let me ask you to speculate, as I often do.
Okay.
Do you see a movie, because the hottest crime story in this community ever, at least in the time that I've lived here, are the Bakersfield Three. You see a motion picture coming out of that? I know Olivia LaVoice has made a career and a stunning amount of money.
And we've seen documentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hers.
Yes.
Hers are done incredible on, I think they're on Netflix.
Yeah. What year was that?
JR, you remember the year of Bakersfield 3? It was, I couldn't even guess.
Let me go just back to speculation.
Okay.
Will there be one based exactly on that? No. We've had too many documentaries that sort of covered that story.
Yeah.
Will there be a Lifetime movie about 3 people who die, and there's this connection between the 3, and the moms sort of spearhead the yes, but it will be the Des Moines 3 or the whatever. They'll go fictionalize that way. They don't have to pay anybody any money.
Yeah. If Olivia LaVoice is as brilliant as I think she is, and she is brilliant, she should get an agent, try to write a screenplay about it.
Yeah.
And get it on the screen. I bet she could do it. And the way I vision it, you shoot it through her eyes.
From the reporter standpoint.
Yes, the event has occurred, and shoot it from her eyes as the reporter, because the reason she owns that story is she made an incredible connection with the 3 mothers.
Right.
And they trusted her. And I've tried to explain to people, that's really what journalism is all about.
Yeah.
There's this sense that it's you and me going with a fedora and a raincoat, going through files late at night.
Yeah.
No, it's about creating relationships, getting people to trust you, and getting them to tell you things that they have no business telling you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what it's really. And she created this relationship with these people, and she's owned that story.
And I do apologize for this sounding sexist, but because she's such an attractive,
gorgeous,
and she's incredibly smart, incredibly talented. I don't want to just say I'm looking, but she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
So you could literally, how Hollywood thinks about, I've got to get the audience in there.
Get Roby to play her.
You could get Sydney Sweeney to play her. I mean, you could get you can get any
hot blonde,
to play her, and you're not cheating the story.
No.
It's not like,
because she could be an actress. She's so attractive.
It's not like doing a story about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and you have Sydney Sweeney playing her. That would be a big stretch. Okay?
That would be a little bit of a stretch.
A little bit of a stretch. But yeah, I will bet you this, and I don't know this, even though I did interview her when that documentary came out. I'll bet that script's written and being.
You would think.
She's too smart, and
I was going to say, if a nitwit like me could come up with that idea, I'm sure it's passed her mind a couple times.
Yeah, and maybe it was the trigger because we've lost one of the moms.
Oh, right? Really? I didn't know that.
I think one of the moms did pass.
Wow, I did not know that.
And if memory serves me right, and God knows my memory doesn't serve me at all anymore.
Oh, who you telling? Who you telling?
What was I saying? Oh, but maybe it's the timing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the waiting for the right moment, or who knows? Hollywood is so consumed with sequels and remakes that an original idea. I mean, maybe the only way they could get this done is if the Bakersfield 3 were actually Buck Owens, Merle Haggard, and Dwight Yoakam, and take it from there. But I mean,
yeah, and no Crystal Palace in the movie. No allusion to our music or anything like that.
No, I'm telling you, if you had to create a movie that said, "Here's beautiful Bakersfield," and we have our flaws. I'm not going to say it's the most perfect city, and we want to make a movie that shows the worst version of a Bakersfield. That's Honey Don't.
That's too bad. That's
Hollywood
really
for you. That's you don't try to put any logic to it. Don't it's what they get focused on an idea, and you can't push them off of it.
I don't know if Carson started it with the famous joke that he did in his monologue about Bakersfield, or just the depictions. I don't know what it is, but there is a huge prejudice against this city in Los Angeles.
And it's funny, if you watch television over the years. I mean, Perry Mason went to Bakersfield.
Yeah. We're alluded to all the time.
All the time, yeah. And so but none of those allusions are negative. It's like he was going up for a case or something.
Yeah.
The Carson joke. I just think it's one of those things that there's this prejudice. If you're not from San Francisco or LA, you're a small town.
You're a bumpkin.
Yes, a bumpkin's a great word for it. I was thinking something different, but I'll go with bumpkin.
Okay. What else is going on?
Oh, not much.
I got a couple minutes left.
Well, I want to go back to something I did when I was hosting your show.
Yes.
I want to revisit pet peeves.
Okay.
And I want to talk about pet peeves in entertainment. And one of my pet peeves I want to talk about are TV shows that get canceled before we get a finale. I hate those.
Such as?
Well, do you remember this TV show, Alf?
Yeah, but I wasn't a fan.
Well, but I'm just saying, it ended, the final episode was him being captured by the government. What happened? Dynasty?
Now that's funny.
Do you remember Dynasty?
Yes.
Ended with a big shootout. Half the cast got shot. What happened?
I'm sorry to bore you, but that has to thrust me into my Blake Carrington, John Forsythe story.
Okay.
I met John Forsythe in the bathroom at the Gold Club at Hollywood Park.
Is this too personal?
No.
Okay.
And we were in the urinal together.
Again, I'm giving you an out here.
No.
Are you sure it's not too personal?
No, it's a totally G story. And I turned and said, "Oh, wow, you're John Forsythe." And he said, "Yes, I am, young man, but please don't shake my hand." And I said, "Sir, I have no intention to shake your hand, believe me." And we both finished the relative same time and went to the sink. And I said, "Sir, you're in one of my favorite movies of all time." And he said, "Really? What is that?" And I said, "Destination Tokyo, starring Cary Grant." The story of, I didn't tell him this, but I'm telling the audience this. It's the story of the Jimmy Doolittle raid.
Yeah.
When Roosevelt says, "We've been hit. Now we're going to hit the Japanese on their land."
Yeah.
And in the movie's about Cary Grant is the captain of a submarine that's got to go into Tokyo Bay to give the signals to the planes on where to bomb. And his face just lit up. And he said, "It's so funny you should say that. That was my very first picture."
Wow.
And he plays Sparks, the radio guy.
Okay.
He's in it for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said, "I was scared to death the whole time. I was there for about 5 weeks. I did about 4 minutes, and I never got to meet Mr. Grant."
Wow.
And I said, "Really? How in the world?" He said, "I never had a scene with him." And we walked out of the bathroom talking about Destination Tokyo.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Well, that's a good insight for people when we talk about that, making connections to do a story. Yeah, I have found that anytime I'm doing an interview and I can find a little bit of information about somebody
Yes.
that they haven't been asked
Exactly.
1,000 times.
Exactly.
You can see it in their face. You can see it in their body language, is that, oh, this person cared enough
Right.
to do a little research. And once you cross that, get past that barrier, the whole thing changes.
Yeah, it really
you
did.
get so much better.
He like warmed up to me. It was really cool.
I've always told when I've talked to classes about doing interviews, it's like, if you don't do your homework, don't do the interview.
Right.
If you aren't prepared to walk in there and know, you don't, because I have been with so many people whose first question is, well, you're in this movie. Tell me about the character.
Yeah.
I can read about the character in the press kit.
Right.
I want to know about, you're playing a farmer, and I know you grew up on a small farm in Virginia. Well, did you, that kind of thing. That's the stuff that makes the interviews go better.
I'll often tell, if the few chances that I've had to interview big time celebrities, I will often tell them, let me get the typical questions out of the way, and then I'm going to get to questions that I want to know.
Yeah.
And, I handle it like that. Because there's some questions with some people you almost have to ask.
A lot of
you can't interview Taylor Swift without asking her about Jason Kelsey.
But you got to figure out
or Travis Kelsey.
You got to figure out a clever way to do it.
Exactly.
Rather than just say, well, what's it like?
How'd you meet? No. Yeah, you gotta think of something.
Yeah, it's funny. Years ago, I was doing interviews for Throw Mama from the Train. I had Billy Crystal, and it was one of those. It was like I was the 50th person to interview him one-on-one, and I said, Billy, I know you've been asked everything in the world today. I'm just going to say, answer question 1. And he goes, okay. Yes, I really liked working with Danny DeVito. And it's like, now, what about question 2? And he goes, well, the director was, and it was just a fun way to do it because he had been asked so many times.
Yeah.
But it was stuff I needed. It was important information. I was getting to my story, but it sort of, again, lightened the mood, changes the whole direction of it. Again, and this from your years of doing this, the best interviews end up, somebody will tell you, that was just a great conversation.
Yeah.
It wasn't an interview. You just chatted. And that's what I always try to do is do what we're doing now.
Yeah. And I love when a guest says, nobody's ever asked me that.
Oh, that's just,
I love
that makes my day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say that you could not give me a better compliment.
Yep.
Yeah, even if it's something they didn't want to answer with hesitant about, but it's like, what, you asked it in the right way. Yeah. And I've told the Sean Penn story about Madonna so many times, but I've had those instances where you just have to figure out how to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell people it's 90% you as the reporter, not the person answering the questions.
Right.
Because if you've come that way going, I didn't get what I needed, that sort of thing, that's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Billy Crystal, have you ever seen his one-man show, 700 Sundays?
I have not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I am shocked. You've got to watch that, and you all should check it out. It's the life story. His father was a record producer who was a Jewish man who had made friends with all these black musicians and allowed them to come play at his record store. And his father was good friends with Billy Crystal, Billie Holiday, Louis Armstrong. He was the first one to integrate this. And Billy, in the one-man show, he tells the story how Billie Holiday took him to see Shane.
Oh,
literally took him to see Shane.
Wow.
And at the end of the movie, he's sitting on her lap and she's like, he says, Shane, come back, Shane, just like the kid.
Yeah.
And he said, Billie Holiday whispered in his ear, baby, Shane dead, baby. He ain't coming back. he said, I'll never forget that. Just an incredible life. It's a really good one-man show.
I'd like to see that.
It's probably on HBO Max because that's where I first saw it.
Well, I have 37 TV shows to watch this weekend before I get to that, but I'll try to
very
do it.
good. Very good. Always great to talk to you, sir.
Always great to be here.
Appreciate you coming in.
Anytime.
Rick Bentley, everybody. Check him out on KGT 17. Quick time out. We head into the 4 o'clock hour. Talk a little bit about Eric Menendez, and we'll keep our eye on Lyle's hearing. But we've been told by the pundits, as goes Eric, so goes Lyle. So you ain't going anywhere for another 3 years. They're both up for probation in 3 years. But don't forget, Newsom could come in today and release them, but that ain't going to happen because of 2028. Quick time out, more TRBS. I would stick around if I you. Yeah, it's a really, really good one-man show with old pictures of his dad. And he called it 700 Sundays because his dad died young when I think he was like 15,
Yeah.
and he went back and counted
Wow.
all the Sundays they had together because that was their day where they just hung out. The shop was closed. But yeah, he hung out with like Billie Holiday and Louis Armstrong, and
I got to hang out with Billy Crystal, and he was in Fresno because he did this movie where he played a baseball announcer, and they shot at the Fresno Grizzlies Stadium. up there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it was just because they put up things out in the outfield, the announcer's name and did all this sort of stuff, and it was really cool. So
seems like a good guy.
he was always been great with me. I have no,
Looks a little old though, man. He's all white. His beard's white.
Look at us, we're old.
Yeah, yeah. Because he's got to be mid-70s, late 70s, I think. Hey Siri, how old is Billy Crystal? 77. Yeah, he looks good for 77.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sir.
All right, we'll see you
Have a
next
wonderful
Friday.
weekend.
You too.
Stay cool.
Dumbass question. I
Yeah.
got a golf question.
Yeah, what you got?
Is it live golf or 54 golf?
Live, but it's based on the Roman numerals because they only play 54 holes.
That is the most
So
confusing golf
I know.
I've ever tried. to
Oh,
play.
I've never watched it. I've
I-
never watched it.
I was on the weekend. There's nothing else on right now.
Right.
So I watch the regular golf, and I turn over there and I think, well, why is it? It's like 15 people, and
It's
somebody does
team
this,
play and it's individual play and it's
too complicated.
no, I've never watched
I
it.
like the other golf. It's like this guy's playing for himself.
Right. Yeah.
And this weekend he's paying for $10 million.
Yeah.
I watched that.
The FedEx, yeah, the
But
FedEx
I'm
Cup.
like watching when I watch a race car. I'm watching from in the water. That's my favorite.
Well, you should come watch me play then. I put it in the water several times. Especially,
You travel with a scuba diver.
yes, I do. A long pole is what it is. Get my ball back.
All right.
All right, man. See you later.
You coming in?
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, they really are.
You got your own spice rack?
Well, this is something special for
Hey, what's going on, man? What's
So,
happening?
Good.
How you doing?
Hey, you're definitely a movie buff. I brought. Too bad I didn't bring one for you, but I got one for JR. This is a replica from a movie. Let's see if you guys can guess it. One for you and one for you. Check that out.
All right.
It's a replica.
Am I calling? What's his name?
Mark at 5, yeah.
Oh, at 5.
5,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
You'll probably see the label on it. You're gonna be like, oh, I know where this is from.
I'm walking on sunshine. It's a map?
Replica.
Can I open it on the
Of course you can. Yeah.
I gotta open the map.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's cool.
Oh, that's the thing from Indiana Jones, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they made a replica of when Indy went to his dad's house and it was all trash. And then he had this package and I found it online. And oh man, I have my own. And I went through all of it. It's just cool stuff. And they say it's a replica from the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why are you giving this away, man?
It's all good.
Oh, that's cool. I love that sort of. Always love when they have those sort of.
It is cool stuff. All replica stuff from the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great.
And then I promised you a nice little display for yourself. And then I got you some really.
I feel so bad I didn't bring anything.
You bring yourself every week.
I bring my joy.
That's good enough.
You bring yourself every single week.
Yeah, these bad boys.
Holy
Oh
Toledo.
yeah, all the military branches, and then
Are we putting those in the background
check
there?
that bad boy out.
Wow, that's nice.
That is that.
That is nice. We'll get out of here before you guys get going.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, man.
Thanks,
Wow,
Rick.
those are sweet.
Yeah. So you have all the branches. You have the 250th anniversary point that I made for the president. He gave these out at the parade. He only ordered 250 of them.
Really?
Those are given to all the special volunteers for that parade.
Really?
Yeah. So I figured, hey, set
On
up-
his birthday.
Yeah, how cool is that? You set up however you want. You got all the branches of the military. You got all kinds of stuff. Something that really.
Wow, that'll be cool. We can put it like right here.
Whatever you want.
You want to? That is sweet, dude.
And
Thank
since you're
you.
online now, I figured, hey, you know what, this will work.
Need something in the back?
Yeah, that's great.
So I will let you set it up however you want. And then you guys get ready to go back.
We'll probably do it over the weekend, but yeah. Thank you,
Nice little
man.
cherry wood.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it
And
right.
then that coin that I made for your pops, the navy one, we have the upgraded.
Oh, yeah?
We have the upgraded version of it. Look how better this one came out. A little bit more meat on the bone.
Oh, yeah, that is sweet. Wow.
Right.
I like that.
That's all you, my friend.
Semper Fortis. Thanks, man. I
course,
can't thank you
yeah.
enough.
Let me,
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
Get ready to go live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pump that up, pump you up, man. Appreciate the love. Always good to see you. You too, Pop.
Okay, cool.
I try. Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Friday. Our friend from Martinez and Martinez, those of you on YouTube saw that interaction where they make these metal medallions, and he's got a whole assortment that we're going to display in this beautiful little assortment here. And just for those of you on YouTube, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, if that's close enough, but that's just one of them. And we'll set them up over the weekend. And on Monday, you'll be able to see them all displayed right behind JR and I. And that's what I'm saying. He's a really nice guy. Martinez and Martinez. They do a wonderful job. They help us out with the golf tournament every year and a fundraiser for Honor Flight, which is coming up in less than about 8 weeks. What did Jen say? October, right after Brunch Fest, which, by the way, you all, is coming up October the 11th, right here at the Kern County Fairgrounds, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Endless brunch bites, spiked seltzers, micheladas, beer and cocktails, games, live music, and more. This is one, along with the golf tournament, I think this is one of our seminal events. It really is. Bakersfield Brunch Fest. So go check that out. That and mac and cheese and all the other things we do throughout the year. As we head into the 4 o'clock hour, any word on Lyle? I don't think it really matters. I don't think there's, I don't think that the parole board is going to not give Eric parole and then provide it for Lyle. Although, as I said at the top of the show, Lyle's what activity, let's call it, in prison, I think, or his behavior, I should say, a little better than Eric's, who, again, the media kept pumping up how great prisoners these guys were. Eric got his college degree. I think Lyle got a master's degree. They both were married at one point. Eric is still married, has a stepdaughter who went on the internet. She's heartbroken about this. I can't explain it. How a young woman, it's one thing for the mom to fall in love with a murderer in prison because, you know, about 7 o'clock tonight, I'll be watching Love After Lockup. So I understand that this occurs, but to wrangle in your daughter so that she is going to embrace a man that shot his parents? Like, what kind of mother are you? And what did Eric Menendez in was Eric Menendez. Menendez told the parole board, because one of the first questions that the biggest, I thought that the media played this down, one of the biggest moments in the hearing, because this went on for 10 hours. That's why when we left at 5:55, we didn't have an answer. This thing went on for 10 hours, which pundits insist is about 3 times the amount of time they take for a normal parole hearing. And one of the admissions was for the very first time, and I don't know why, maybe the reporter got it wrong, because I haven't heard other news outlets follow this up, but according to one reporter, he confessed that it was not self-defense. Now, I would have thought if that was the case, they would have gotten into it further. Then what was the motive? Was it money? Was it greed? Were you sexually harassed? Well, all this, they really didn't get into that. They really focused on his behavior. And as I said, he's been caught with weed, tobacco, cell phones, and that's the big thing. Prison officials do not like these guys having phones for the obvious reasons. We've always heard about mafiosos still running their gangs from prison. Well, how do you think they do it? They sneak in these cell phones, and that's a big deal. And he's fighting, and somehow he got involved in a tax scam. And then this super genius sunk himself even further when they asked him to explain his behavior, because all this is recent. Remember, the parole, the reemergence of this thing came about through Gascon becoming the DA in LA, this idiot Netflix video that, or a documentary that portrayed the kid from Menudo claiming that he too was sexually harassed by Jose Menendez, and the so-called letter that Eric sent to one of his relatives. And I just, and not like an adult relative, like one of his cousins. And as I've talked about all week long, I understand at 12, 13, relenting to your father. You know what I'm saying? You don't know any better. You're enamored at that age, 10, 11, 12. You think your father's Superman. And if your father told you to jump off the George Washington Bridge, at least that's where I was raised, I'd do it. So I can see being a doctor. But 21, 19, I'm sorry. At that point, if dad is coming and sneaking up in my bedroom, if I'm 21 years old, still living at the house, it's all like Donkey Kong, Pop. If you're going to get this butt tonight, we're going to fight. We're going to roll on the ground. And I damn sure would call my Uncle Irvin, my Uncle Charles, my Aunt Ginger. I'd call somebody in the family. At 19, 21 years old, you wouldn't contact somebody in the family and say, I know you don't want to hear this. This is an ugly story, but dad is sneaking into our bedrooms. He's been doing it for years, and I can't take it anymore. Isn't that the more logical, sensible thing? Rather than driving to San Diego, buying shotguns, not pistols. They bought shotguns intentionally because they wanted to make it look like a mafioso hit. They shot their parents in the knees. That was the first shot for both of them, in their knees. Then shot Jose in the back, and then took the butt of the shotgun to the back of his skull and blew his head off. Then they looked up, and Kitty was crawling on the bedroom floor. What did Eric and Lyle do? They walked out to their Beverly Hills driveway. They went into the trunk of their Porsche. They got some more ammo, and they put it in the face of their mother and blew her face off. And you're telling me that there are people, members of their family, that support these people? I just don't understand that. I mean, I'm all for forgiveness. I'm all for the Lord and let him be the destiny, but no, I'm sorry. And the only member, or the strongest member of the family that was against them getting released, was the uncle, Kitty's brother, the mom's brother, and he died a couple of months ago. So about 18 of the family members testified yesterday. And and another thing that he said that when they asked him why he did it, he said that he believes a part of it was because he wasn't brought up right. Wrong answer, my brother. When you're trying to show that you've been rehabilitated, when you're trying to show that there's remorse, that you screwed up, the last thing, I mean, the very, very last thing you can do is even imply that somebody else was involved or influenced you or was the reason you did it. You've got to go mea culpa. I'm throwing myself on the feet of the board. Please, I was wrong. I was stupid. You could say my brain wasn't formed. That's what all the pundits say. Your brains aren't formed till you're 25. That's why you can't rent a car till you're 25. You could have said anything. But to claim that you weren't brought up right in $1 million home in one of the toniest neighborhoods in North America, driving around Beverly Hills in your Porsches, but you weren't raised right. Wrong answer. And again, Remember, as we talked about earlier this week, remember how much money they spent before they finally got the knock on the door. In less than a year, those guys spent $700,000. $700,000. They held parties in their parents' mansion. I don't know about you, but if I had access to all that dough and I did not kill Ralph and Harriet, but they were mutilated upstairs, I ain't living there. First thing I'm doing is moving out. When my father died, my mother never went back into that Bakersfield house. She never came back. We went to South Carolina, buried my father. My mother stayed with a friend in LA until she got the place that she's staying now, and she never, ever looked back. How could you live in that house? How could you go down the hallway where your parents were mutilated unless you did it? And so I just think justice has been served. I do not think that Gavin is going to get involved in this. I think that, oh, and by the way, did you know this, Mr. Flores? That he was a thief. They were cat burglars as high school kids. These kids are just no good. How in the world? You know what it reminds me of? One of the Cosby daughters went to Spelman, and she was selling. She got suspended. She didn't get expelled because Cosby and they gave Spelman College. Spelman College is an all-girls school right across the street from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. And Erin Cosby, the daughter of Dr. Bill Cosby, with all the money they had, was selling dime bags out of the dorm. Swear to God, selling dime bags out of one of the dorms at Spelman College. Like, really? You can't just get on the phone and be like, Pop, I need a little more money. So Spelman is a little more expensive than I thought. No, she's selling dime bags. And this guy is a cat burglar. They're running around stealing. And here's the worst part. They were stealing from friends. They were stealing from friends of Kitty and Jose because they knew the house, they knew the layout, they knew if they had security, and that played a part in it as well. I'm just shocked that the parole board stumbled staggeringly, haphazardly into a right decision. And I don't think we have to worry about Gavin. Like I said, 2028, he wants to be the big bad guy. And it's hard to win a debate when somebody asks you, you really thought it was a good idea to let two men out who shot their parents in the face? Really thought that was a good idea, Gavin? You big pro-crime guy? All right, let's take a break. Come right back. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Then coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk about the release of the Ghislaine Maxwell audio and transcript. Much to no one's surprise, she had nothing but wonderful things to say about Donald Trump. Donald Trump never met Epstein, as far as I know. She didn't go quite that far, but looking for a pardon, looking for clemency. Her and Sean Combs searching for a pardon. Unbelievable. And then in the 5, we'll talk with the head of the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies, our good friend Mark DiCamillo, former head of the Gallup poll. He's done a poll on the new bill that the governor signed. And unfortunately, although it's early, it's incredibly early, a majority of Californians are in favor of this thing. But there is a large amount of undecided voters. And that's where McCarthy, Schwarzenegger, Monson, and all the big money, Kathy Abernathy, all the big money folks like Kathy Abernathy have to come up with the funds to campaign as if we were trying to defeat a governor. And technically we are. And I think we can win this thing. I really, really do. Quick break, coming right back. It's TRBS on Friday, right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, streaming live, kernradio.com.
401-0638. Don't wait until it's too late. By the time a business realizes their IT is bad, they're usually already in crisis. Adaptive Network makes it simple, no jargon, absolute results. And they're there to help. They're local, responsive, and security focused. Again, call today at 241-0638. Adaptive Network, your IT partner in Bakersfield, making it simple, stable, and secure.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that require stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bone, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results are not guaranteed similar outcome.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Lux Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/styleupgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/styleupgrade.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. The Clay Travis and Mark Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KER.
Lil Nas X. I forgot. I left something out. If you're just joining us, Lil Nas X was found in Van Nuys, walking around in his tighty whities, boots, and a cowboy hat. But I forgot at one point he took off the cowboy hat and he was wearing an orange traffic cone. Not making this up. And the only reason, I mean, I guess, is that considered indecent exposure? I mean, draws is like a bathing suit. Well, he attacked a cop. That's really why they threw him in the hoosegow. And I remembered my new black jokes. I got new black jokes. Yeah, I got new black jokes. For the folks that don't know what the hell we're talking about, when I was growing up, I have two families. My father's side of the family, the Baileys and the Greens. My grandmother's maiden name was Green. And my mother's side of the family, Dawleys and Browns. And my mother's side of the family is so ridiculously different from my father's side of the family. Anyway, they're mostly light-skinned. My grandmother looked like an Indian. She really did. A Native American. She had hair down to her butt. She was extremely light-skinned. And my father's side of the family is extremely dark-skinned. And one of the things that I loved doing as a child was just hanging around my parents, believe it or not, with my parents' friends. And as long as I kept quiet, I could hang around and eavesdrop and hear stories about their children, my friends. I could hear all kind of stuff. But if I laughed out loud, or if I dared, because when I first started this habit, I would always try to throw in an editorial comment. And my dad or mom would be like, "Boy, what are you doing in here? Get out, go play with the rest of them kids. Get out of here with these grown folks. But as long as I kept quiet, I could listen. And they used to, Dr. Sewsbury, Dr. Seymour, they would bust my dad's balls about being dark-skinned. And the only one I would remember was, man, Ralph is so dark when he gets out the car, the oil light goes on. And I busted up and got thrown out the room. And then there was the other one that Harriet doesn't buy him lotion. She buys him Armor All. That's a dark brother. And I just rolled. So I found some other ones. I told this one to Chris because I couldn't remember the other ones. My dad was so dark, his brothers called him under the bed. It was dark under the bed. He was a dark brother. I'm just saying. His brothers told my dad that he was so dark, he never had any bright ideas. He was a dark brother, just saying. This is one of my favorites. The only difference between my dad and midnight is 11:59. And I told you they called my cousin. I just told the story yesterday about my cousin who played for the Braves, Gerald Perry. And when he invited us down, he said, you've got special tickets, but you've got to get through the guy to get into the clubhouse. Just tell him that Midnight sent you. And I didn't know what the hell that meant. And I swear I didn't know what that meant. And I said, Midnight sent us. And he called us in. And we got into the clubhouse, me and Ron and these guys. And they're like, Midnight, somebody's here to see you. And I asked him, I go, Gerald, why do they call you Midnight? He said, well, you know, our side of the family is rather dark. And I was like, I'd never heard that phrase before, calling somebody dark. But all right. Here's one of my favorites. My dad was so dark, Stevie Wonder sees him all day. That's dark. I'm just saying. And final, when God said, let there be light, my dad was out of town. I'm just saying. I don't know. Thought I'd pass those along. My favorite is still when he gets out of the car, the oil light goes on. That is still my all-time favorite. But anyway, what do you got on the board before we get to the bottom of the hour? Yes. Really? I didn't know there were attorneys involved with the parole board. Interesting. Is he married to Angela Barton? How you know? You know her husband? Yeah. She's been getting a lot of accolades lately for her work at KLEA. And what are you laughing at? And she won some beauty pageant, didn't she? Isn't she like Mrs. California or something? Her and your girl at 17, Candy. Don't ask me to pronounce her because I always pronounce her last name badly. Is it Caceres? It's not Caceres. Yeah, it's not Caceres. Caceres. No, that's what I say. Yeah, Caceres, but it's Caceres. Okay. What else you got? Are you guys still neighbors? Yeah. Okay. What else you got? Yeah, that's the way they depict it. So sad. Somebody locally should make a movie about this freaking town. We've had a couple of local producers come out of this community. I interviewed a kid who was a local producer and show Cal State Bakersfield, show Bakersfield College, show Westchester, show parts of the Northwest. Up by Bakersfield Country Club, it's gorgeous up there. Are you kidding me? Quick time out. We head into the back half of the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk about the Ghislaine Maxwell tapes that have been released. I'll tell you some of the highlights of what she said. Then at the top of the hour, Mark DiCamillo from the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies will tell you why Californians are in support of this new bill. Don't go anywhere. That Martinez guy is a little weird. I love his work, though. He said, but what do you do with those things? Just display them? It looked nice in the background. There's a lot of them, yeah. They won't all fit on that thing. Mm-mm. Here's the man of the hour right here.
Yeah,
He's going to do it.
Think so?
Yeah.
You got to now?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that live?
Yeah. He's in Jackson Hole. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Oh, Wyoming.
Yeah, what the hell he's doing there?
That's what they do it every year.
Oh, is that right?
The only reason I know that is because I used to run MoneyWise
Yeah.
for years. And they would always talk about Jackson Hole. Like, what the fuck is in Jackson Hole, Wyoming?
It's a freaking skiing community. It's like one of the nicest skiing communities in the country, supposedly. Trump says Chicago could be next. Yeah, okay.
For what? National Guard?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
You can get away with it in DC.
Yeah.
But
you can't just start putting troops all over the damn country. Come on, man. I'm almost over it, man. I can almost walk normally. Did you really?
yeah, my niece wanted to go.
But now I got nobody to play with. Zucchini cracked a rib. He's out for 6 weeks.
How the hell did you do that?
Messing around in a drunken stupor. Wrestling in a drunken stupor.
With who?
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me.
A bear? Like,
I don't
what
know.
are
Who
you doing?
knows? Probably Gino. Who knows? And he said he cracked it up high, so it's near his lung. So his doctor told him he can't do anything. See, that's why I could never be a club member. He's still got to pay them dues, and he can't play golf for 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still got to pay them dues. See?
So that maybe we just have to go play for you. I mean, you pay for it.
Yeah.
Might as well let us use it.
No kidding. I have not swung a golf club other than in my backyard in 2 months.
Probably, yeah, it's the same for me before this weekend.
And God, I was playing. And right when I got gout, I was playing well. I shot an 87 the week before and an 89 the week that it went bad.
178 is closed due to a brush fire.
Oh, Lord.
On the Kern River King. So it is another fire.
Yeah, no kidding. On a freaking scorching weekend.
Right?
Oh, Lord. What it is, what it is, what it is. So we all remember when Todd Blanche, second in command at the Department of Justice, and Mr. Trump's personal attorney got him through the situation in New York, where he got a huge victory yesterday, as I'm sure you all are aware. And he sat down for hours with Ghislaine Maxwell, and today they released the audio and the transcript. And I don't know what they really gain from this. I mean, she said glowing things about the president, but who's surprised by that, as she's seeking a pardon or maybe even clemency? She said, quote, Trump, quote, never inappropriate with anybody. She said that she believes that her boyfriend was murdered, even though despite all the glitches, the 1 minute difference and all the speculation, I listened to a solid reporter last night on Fox who said there really isn't any hard evidence of a murder. You don't think so, though. You think he got whacked, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, that he didn't get with somebody. But why wouldn't they whack him before he went to prison? Why would they wait for him to get imprisoned? In prison? Yeah, yeah. The only reason I doubt this solid reporter that I heard say this morning, he was saying like nobody reputable thinks that he was murdered. And I was like, that's not true. That's wrong. Because I hope I get this name right, but Michael Bosch, is that his name? The really well-known coroner, who's a very, very famous coroner, said no. He said based on where the bone broke, it had to have been murder, because had it been from a hanging, it would have been higher up. Had it been murder, it was lower down where it was. So I don't know. I don't think there is the furor amongst citizens that there is among the influencers and the podcasters and the Megyn Kellys and the reporters. I don't think anybody really, I mean, I think there's a group that are interested, and everything she says, you got to take with a grain of salt. She's dishonest as the day is long. She denied everything until it was patently clear that she was the pimp. And the fact that Donald Trump doesn't have to run again, I guess, makes him free to provide her with a pardon. But I just think it would be, those families would be beside themselves. The Dufresne family, who is I think the daughter's name was Virginia, and she's the one that committed suicide at 41. And she's really kind of the poster child that represents all the females that were taken advantage of by Maxwell and Epstein. Their heads would explode. They would never, ever, they probably wouldn't vote Republican after that. They're really, really caught up in this thing. But I don't see, she's already been moved, as I said, from a hardcore prison in Florida to a cushy Texas prison, he said with a question mark. It's one of those club feds where they don't have bars, they have lines, and you can't go past the lines. They don't even have a fence with barbed wire surrounding the prison. You could just walk off, but why would you? And you're such good, See, that's another thing the reporter said. That's what the reporter said when he supported his theory that he actually committed suicide. Why didn't they kill her? She's got just as much information, if not more, and more incriminating stuff. Or she mysteriously dies at the hands of the woman from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Yeah. Yeah.
Donald's not inappropriate. Now, I'm not saying he went and got sexual with somebody, but to say he wasn't inappropriate.
The man who said you just grab him, yeah, come on. And that doesn't say that he's a pedophile either. But you don't think he got his groove on down on that island? Yep. Yep. That's the thing about lying. You got to have a good memory. You got to tell it again and again and again. And it's not, I don't see what they gain. It's not gonna, if I'm wrong and there is a furor out there among MAGA supporters, this ain't gonna settle it. There are still thousands and thousands of pages of stuff that they could release. But you know what? This White House has done an incredible job of playing three-card monte. They really have. They put bigger things on the agenda, Ukraine and the economy and what's going on in DC. I mean, they have really moved the narrative. And let's face it, that's part of politics. That's part of politics. That's part of being a good politician. When things go badly and you're involved in something that's created a rabbit hole and people are going down that rabbit hole, you got to try to change the narrative. And, when you bring every Western European leader to Washington, D.C. and talk about peace in Ukraine, that'll change the narrative. When you put federal troops in our nation's capital streets and go on a ride along last night, that'll change the narrative. And this whole redistricting fight, I mean, they have really just shifted away. That's why I was curious as to why they would release this now, which makes me suspicious that something is brewing. Something's about to happen. Either there's no way he could release her before the midterms. We would get destroyed. But there's something cooking. There's something weird about the timing of them releasing this now. And again, I don't see what they get out of it. I really don't, because she is just as dishonest as the day is long, and just a despicable human being. I mean, imagine another woman destroying the lives of young teenage girls. I just thought y'all had some kind of sisterhood. You know what I mean? But no, apparently. She was the one that gathered the bait for, I think, Prince Andrew. I think Bill Clinton was involved. And the other thing is, if you release these papers or you hear her name somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean that they were a pedophile. We forget that Jeffrey Epstein was a gargantuan New York socialite with a ton of money that everybody wanted to get to know. And a lot of people, Bill Gates, there are a lot of people that are going to show up on these transcripts if they're ever released, which I don't think they will. Like I said, I think that we have done a pretty good job of playing Tariq Armani with this thing, and are just going to move on, because in a couple of months, people are going to be talking midterms, and we think that 28 is a long time away, but we forget 27 is the campaign year. So next year is when you'll start to hear candidates starting to announce, like maybe this time next year, August, September, October of next year. We're a year away from the presidential campaign getting up on its feet, is what I'm saying. So I don't think this is going to be that big a story. And I think there's going to be a shift in Ukraine. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not smart enough to tell you that Putin is going to take his 20% and run, or that Zelensky is going to agree to giving them the Donbass. But something's going to break. And whether it's the security guards and NATO troops being attacked by Russians, I think there's something big is going to happen this summer. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Top of the hour, we're going to talk with Mark DiCamillo from the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies. We'll talk about the poll that shows where people are standing on Gavin Newsom just absolutely ignoring our California Constitution and signing into law, asking you to decide, should we override the Independent Redistricting Commission? Should we fund this thing? Don't forget about that factor, how much it's going to cost this special election just so he can get elected president. Can't let it happen. We hold the keys to this thing. Remember that. We hold the keys. Quick break. It's TRBS on a Friday. News Talk 96.1 AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
Tune in the Armstrong and Getty Show. Keep you informed. We'll try to
Hope you were with us yesterday at 4:30 when Daniel Petrie, our money man, joins us as he does every Thursday. I even got a little tax information from Daniel. He's our money man that deals with retirement. And as I grow older, it gets more and more imminent. And if it's facing you in the mug, I suggest you get on the phone and call Daniel at 395-9400, 395-9400. As I always remind you, his office is located right on the corner of 21st and Oak. You don't want to be in your 70s, 80s, depending strictly on your 401k or, God forbid, Social Security. Divest, invest with the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. And be sure to tune in every Thursday at 4:30 when Daniel comes on and gives absolutely free advice. Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
Got battery issues? Choose the #1 name in power, A1 Battery. We've got you covered with top quality batteries for every need. Cars, scooters, motorhomes, garage door openers, ski fobs, golf carts, home alarm systems, wheelchairs, and so much more. If it takes a battery, A1 Battery has it with multiple locations to serve you. Enjoy free diagnostics on batteries, starters, alternators, and electrical systems. Plus, get free installation with any purchase. First Friday of each month is free Keep On Battery Friday. Family owned and operated since 1960. A1 Battery has been providing reliable, friendly service to Kern County. Need us in a pinch? We offer emergency services to make sure you're never stranded. Tell us you heard it on the radio and get 10% off your purchase. Call A1 Battery today, 589-1433 for the location nearest you, or visit online at a1batterycompany.com. A1 Battery, powering your world, one battery at a time.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current release programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get the relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147. Or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Daily Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Has such and it shows that early away, just as Jack Knight has old man.
You know, I've always been a fan of In-N-Out. I don't think it's the best hamburger chain. I'm a Tommy's fat burger guy. But it really is one of the most phenomenal restaurants I've ever heard of. It really, really is. And Lindsay Snyder, who inherited it from her, I think it's her grandparents, maybe her great-grandparents. It was started in 1948. And I never put the name together with the logical conclusion that they were the first drive-through in restaurant history in North America. Hence the term In-N-Out. Never knew that. And it started in 1948. Well, they opened up one in the state of Washington for the very first time. And she was smart enough. She's brilliant. Lindsay Snyder, the young girl. She's married now, unfortunately. Billionaire owner, chief executive. She went up to Ridgefield, Washington to cut the ribbon. They open at 10:30 in the morning. What time do you think the line started? 10:30 a.m. What time do you think the line started? 8:15 the prior night. And the guy that was first drove 125 miles in the state of Washington. promo or no. Yeah, no. They just opened the doors, and they were supposed to open at 10:30, and she opened it. She instructed the guys. She went in and said, according to the LA Times, "Are you guys ready? Can we open early?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're ready to go." So they opened 2 hours. They opened at 8:30 instead of 10:30, which is one of the things I love that they open at 10:30, because when I play on Sundays with Swaim and the fellas, that's right when we get done, and I'll have a beer and chop it up with them, and I'm in and out by 11, and it only takes like 15 minutes when there's just nobody there. It's the only time I've ever driven by there, and that's the reason I started doing it, because my Uber drivers, for some reason, when they take me home from Sundale, they go down Stockdale to Oak to my house. And I was driving by one Sunday, and I was like, there's no line. And I almost told the dude, turn around. But that became like my habit now. Although Sundale has the guys order pizzas, dude, they do a mean pizza. They really do. Yeah, they've redone it. It's the Petroleum Club. Yeah. But the food is really, really good. But I always stop by there on my way. But can you believe that? I don't understand the phenomena. Driving 125 miles for a hamburger, waiting in line overnight for a hamburger, not a steak, not Chateaubriand, not, we're giving away free turkeys, a damn double cheeseburger. Double. Yeah. And I've even somebody gave me a tip, maybe it was you, because I hate the fries. And it was Bowden, Jen Bowden, our event coordinator, who told me to get them extra crispy. Not bad, actually. Not bad. I was like, damn. But it's not the greatest burger I've ever. Like I said, I'm a Tommy's guy. I'm sorry. I'm at Rampart. Ooh, I love me some fat. I had Fat Burger last time I was in LA. We didn't go, but there was a Fat Burger near. The Fat Burger is closer to my mom's house than I think from my mom's house, you got to go all the way to freaking. Well, no, there's one on Rampart, which is fairly close. I didn't think about going to the original. Hey, what's going on, boy? Get in here. I do need a haircut. Can I get in it sometime next week?
Yes.
What day is good for you? Marshall Sanders, local realtor and part-time barbershop owner, and he's the one responsible for all this. I didn't know. You never told me that I had a sand trap in my head. I only found that out with the camera. I never knew that all that was gone. You never told me that. Look at that. That stuff is gone.
You look good.
What are you doing here, bro?
I'm doing sales over here.
The what?
I'm doing sales over here. Right?
Shut up.
Dude, I've been here like a month already. No, 3 weeks.
Congratulations, my brother. How do I not know that?
Because this first time I came over in the afternoon. You were on vacation.
Huh?
You were on vacation during your birthday.
Oh, right. Oh, that was your first week? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, congratulations. Welcome back.
So there's no excuse now. I can't miss you.
That's right. I can just cross the street. Dude, I need something done here, Jack. All right, sweet. I'll see you next week. All right, man. Have a good weekend.
You too.
That is outstanding. Marshall Sanders. Good guy. We call him Gooby. I forgot to tell him. Every time I go get my haircut, there is an MSNBC reporter that he is the dead ringer for. Dead beard, just the whole thing. I literally was watching the first time I ever saw the guy. I looked up and I was like, is that Gooby? I was like, no, they just look alike. But yeah, that's my guy. He's got a shop. If there's some brothers out there that need their haircut, he's got a shop, his own shop. It's right around the corner from Crash. Eddie, what you talking about, Willis? That said what? Oh, you got the picture of him? Does he look like him? Yeah, that's got to be him. It's got to be him. Is he on MSNBC? Yeah, it's got to be him. They don't look, got the beard and the whole gray and the whole bit. They look like brothers. How in the world has he worked here for a month and I not know it? That is crazy. I guess, again, because I was gone the week that he got hired, but Yeah. 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 Right. That's outstanding. This place needs a little color. I keep forgetting that everybody's watching. He's a brother. If you didn't catch on that, but he's a great guy. Great guy. Great guy. And this is not the first time it's radio. So I think I've worked with Marshall twice. I think I worked with him at Buckley, and I worked with him at Clear Channel. We're bringing the band back together. Nancy, Bowden, me, Marshall, bringing the band back together. That's how crazy media is, where you work with the same people at 2 or 3 different spots. I've worked with Nancy at 3 different spots. She was our receptionist at Clear Channel. She was our receptionist at Buckley. And now she works with Lisa in our traffic department. 842-5376, 842-KERN. God, that makes me feel good now. No more calling, begging. You just go across the street. Dude, tighten the brother up. What do you got on the board? Yes. Tommy's. And I was going to say, which one did you go to? But Roscoe, that's a good one. That's right off the freeway. Or no? Yeah. Isn't the Roscoe Boulevard right off the 405? Is that the one by the Budweiser plant? I think so. God, I don't even know LA anymore. That is so sad. I don't know my hometown, but I'm pretty sure that's the one directly. I mean, it's like literally right off the freeway, and the across the street is the big Budweiser plant. And I know that because my junior year in high school, I couldn't play football, and they wanted a mascot. We were the Eagles, we were Brentwood Eagles. So we went to the Budweiser plant, and their mascot is an eagle. And we rented the eagle costume, and guess who on homecoming ran around as an eagle? I was great, dude. I was great. I was messing with people. I stole everything from the Philly Fanatic. I was making out with teachers in my costume. I went a little too far and grabbed the butt of the ref. And he was like, man, that's not funny. And I was like, I'm just messing around, dude. That ain't funny. That ain't funny. But don't even know LA. God, that kills me. Not a Tommy's fan? Oof. Well, try Fatburger. Isn't there a Fatburger right down the street from Tommy's in Santa Clarita? Aren't they like right boom, boom, boom? Yeah, yeah. One more. Let's get Mark DiCamillo in here. Yeah, he's a good guy. Known him a long time. He was at the Californian for a long time, and then he went to Fresno. And yeah, he's just a very informative man, very affable. He's a good guy. I'm blessed. I've got some of the best regulars. Teresa Goldner is really, really popular. Kathy? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just said that because I know Kathy's listening. And Howard on Wednesdays, Petrie and Turnip Seed. I am very, very fortunate. As we head into the 5 on this Friday, we're going to talk to the head of the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies. He did a poll on this redistricting plan that was in today's LA Times. We'll talk to him right after these important words. Well, that's cool, dude, because he's a good salesman. He really is.
Oh yeah, like the first week he came in there and was like, "What do you guys need? What do you guys need? What places aren't they hitting?"
I need a law firm.
So it's like lawyers,
Yeah,
automotive shit.
I need a law firm.
No automotive shit. Like not car dealers, car like repairs and
Right.
shit like that. It's like air conditioning, plumbers. Yeah, none of that, dude. None of that.
Boy, he's making some money. He's got the shop. He's selling homes, and now he's got a. Well, I guess he doesn't have a salary. Do they have a base salary? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. But he'll do well. He'll do really well.
Yeah, he's a go-getter.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can all play golf together.
Yeah, but he plays.
So slow. So slow.
He's the guy I get mad at.
Yeah.
Hit the ball already.
Yeah.
Why are you still standing next to the cart?
Yeah, exactly. Can you get off the phone? Gooby, we've all hit. Come on, man.
He's the guy in the middle of the fairway that you're like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to hit, dude. Just
Yeah.
club away.
He loves, you know where he plays a lot, which is weird? Buena Vista. Because I think he lives way the fuck out there. So he goes out there all the time. Oscar and I used to play that course. It's a weird layout. I like the track. The uphill hole and the downhill hole.
The first hole is.
Yep, straight up, and then the par 3 is straight down.
I got one though. What's that one? I think it's
the reachable par 5 along the fence.
Yes.
That's a fun hole because you can reach it.
Catch it.
Well, I couldn't reach it now, but yeah.
Because it's down. You catch that hill right over the top, and then
Yeah.
wow.
And if you catch it, you can get home in 2.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it now, but when I was your age,
I put it probably 3 something.
yeah, me too. Yep, me too. I could never do it now, but
He's like, what the hell is the box? I'll never do it. I know I went right down the damn thing. Kept going.
yeah,
What the hell did you get away down here?
Yep.
You gotta hit that hill just right.
Uh-huh.
That thing just fly.
Hey, I didn't mind that course.
No, I like it. It's
And the
all
brothers own it now.
right. Up and down.
The guy that lost his wife, the Sorensens, Chad and his other brother who used to run North Kern. I forget what his name is. It's a horrible story. She was leaving the golf course, the wife. And you know that exit? You know the back exit where you go out on the freeway right there? You just hit it. She came out and I think got T-boned right there. Beautiful girl, woman too. See, this is a problem. When it starts to feel better, I start walking on it more, and then it starts to fucking hurt. Instead of just taking it easy. Because now it is fucking killing me. Yeah? Your girl Haley? Do you know who hit me up? Sheila hit me up. Well, I wished her a happy birthday. It was her birthday recently. And then she texted me a couple days later and says, let's go have a drink. I was like, what? Girl? The skinny one? Fawn Purdy. Why, you saw her again?
No. I just remember you were like, I have no idea.
I still don't. And you know, she hit me up again. She wanted to apply for a gig. She wanted Billy's number. So I gave it to her. I gave her the 328-1410.
Yes, Jordan, we know we're on a hot mic.
Yes, I know I'm on a hot mic. Not saying
Jordan.
thank you, Jordan. Not saying anything that's bad.
Go Raiders.
Other than San Diego or the damn Chargers suck. Chargers suck. That's all I know. Yep. Screw the Chargers. Last in the AFC West. What? Oh, crap. Yeah, I think so. Let me make sure.
I don't want you to say it.
Yeah, no kidding.
415.
Where's the number? 602. Yeah. Final hour of the broadcast on this Friday, 22nd day of August. It is the Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live, kernradio.com, and you can subscribe and watch us actually do the show and eavesdrop as Jordan was doing at COM, because I don't turn the microphone off during the breaks, and I've learned to edit myself quite well. And we've got over 300 subscribers. We're trying to get over 1,000 in the next month or so. So sign in. Still lots to do on the broadcast. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we will preview tonight's Padre-Dodger game. Blake Snell gets the ball for the Dodgers, and Yu Darvish, who we beat up a little bit last week in Los Angeles, goes for the Padres. The Dodgers hanging on to a slim one-game lead because the god-awful, stinky, smelly Giants did us no help and got swept by the Padres, so they've kept pace with us. And we didn't do ourselves well by splitting with Colorado, one of the worst teams in baseball. In the meantime, as we led with today, the governor signed 3 laws, one overriding the Independent Redistricting Commission, the other one to fund a special election that's going to cost us. That's coming out of your pocket and mine, and obviously defining the laws. And our friend Mark D. Camillo, head of the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies, has done a poll, and you might be surprised on what he has learned. Mark, thanks so much for coming on the program. Good to talk to you, always. Tell us what you've discovered this early into the procedures.
Undecided. I mean, this is kind of an esoteric issue for many people. It doesn't touch their lives directly. It's more of a process kind of issue. But anyways, what we're finding, 48% of the voters said they were inclined to vote yes, 32% inclined to vote no, 20% undecided. And as you might expect, it's the Democrats pulling it in the direction of the yes side. They're very much on the yes side. Almost 7 out of 10 Democrats are intending to vote yes. 7 out of 10 Republicans are intending to vote no. So it's going to be a slugfest, I think.
Oh, yeah. Were you surprised at these numbers, given the fact that 61% voted in favor of the independent commission? I thought everybody was happy with this commission.
Yeah, they are, but they're not happy with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think what you're going to find out is I would expect that Newsom's going to run it pretty much as a anti-Trump campaign.
Yeah.
And, he'll be using his name quite a bit in all of his messages. I think the yes side certainly does have a lot of credible arguments to make, or the no side, certainly has a number of credible arguments to make, because voters do like the independent commission. This is just an initiative aimed at temporarily changing things to kind of get back at Texas. But you never know, obviously, once you change things, whether they're going to change it back. But it is what it is, and we'll see how voters come along. It's only about 2 months away.
Yeah. And Republicans, I was shocked, have been I don't know what the word is. They've been, I think, smart about this, because their stance has been, look, we don't agree with what Texas did, which I was shocked by. But they said 2 wrongs don't make a right, because Newsom is saying the only reason he's doing it is because Governor Abbott pulled the trigger.
Right. And it was done at President Trump's request. I don't think they're going to run him necessarily against Governor Abbott.
No.
I sure don't know who he is, but they certainly know who Trump is.
Yeah.
We're going to have a poll out on Trump next week.
Oh, nice.
Not pretty.
Because this really is about Trump, Newsom, and Newsom positioning him as the guy that's going to take down Trump. And inevitably, it's about 2028. Do you agree with that?
Could be. I think it's benefiting. Our poll also had questions about Newsom, and you do see his job ratings go up. And we surmise that one of the reasons his job rating has gone up is that a lot of Californians, in particular Democrats, like Trump's or Newsom's positioning now as a leading critic of President Trump. He's being very direct
Yep.
Very visible. And Democrats really like that. We had a question on that, and they liked that 86-7. That he should be a leading critic rather than taking a more cooperative stance.
Wow. Do you see him as a leader of the party? Because there really hasn't been anybody to take the baton, so to speak. Do you see him as a leading candidate in 28?
I think it's way too early. I think he's certainly grabbing a lot of the oxygen and showing the way to other potential candidates on how you go about becoming, visible and a leader of the party. I think a lot of his tactics are clever. I mean, taking on Trump's social media, using all caps and trying to mimic what Trump does. It's getting a lot of attention, whether you like it or not. That's what his forte is. He can get attention.
Yeah, and he's been using podcasts. He was down in South Carolina, which we now know is for Democrats the first primary. It's no longer Iowa. It's going to be, as you said, it's going to be an interesting race, though, because the Republicans are gearing up for this as well and are going to raise a ton of money. Saw former Speaker of the House and local congressman from our area, Kevin McCarthy, was on CNN, and he's with a group called Right Path. And if Kevin McCarthy can do anything in politics, it's raise a ton of money. Charles Monson is talking about raising $100 million. Arnold Schwarzenegger is full-throatedly against this thing. It's going to be an interesting race because, as you put it, there are a lot of undecideds. And it's interesting. Am I right to say that the majority, the lion's share of the undecideds are minorities, Latinos, blacks, and women?
That's true. We report that in the poll. People who are paying pretty much less attention to politics on a day-to-day basis, younger voters as well. But whites are more likely to have an opinion, as are older voters. But, they're more regular voters.
Do the Republicans have a chance to flip the script and stave this thing off, in your opinion? Again, I know it's early, but we speculate here on the radio.
Prediction, Ralph.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be a slugfest. And, one of the weaknesses, for Newsom in this poll is that usually it's the case on initiatives and ballot propositions. I've been measuring them for over 30 years.
Yeah.
You want to be well above 50%. Because you're basically, especially on well-funded no-side campaigns, which this one is going to be, you need to defend and convince and get people, to come out and vote. This is a special election where the turnout is unknown. Who's going to vote? Who's going to actually take the time to vote? And who's going to motivate voters to vote? Will the yes side be able to motivate their guys and gals to vote? Will the no side be able to do that? This is so many unknowns in such a short period of time. It's going to be something. I've never seen anything really quite like this particular ballot measure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, Mark DiCamillo, our guest from the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies. I know you don't like to do this, but I've got to at least throw it out there, give it a shot. Can you tell us anything about your Trump poll?
No,
I didn't think so.
Consistent with what we've seen in the past. That's about all I can say, Ralph.
All right, very good, very good. Always great to talk to you, Mark. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Okay, Ralph. Good talking to you.
All right, sir. Thank you. Take care. Mark DiCamillo. We've had him on the show for a long time. He's a good friend. We had him on when he was head of the Gallup poll. But I just think there are a lot. I mean, there's like 30% undecided. That can change. That can flip the whole election. And I think, what do you think? I think turnout's going to be big. I really do. I think people are interested in this. And when Republicans start talking about this, about how it's going to change the whole the midterms. And again, remember this map stays in effect through 26, 28 until 2030 when the census is done. And we get some new numbers. And remember what I told you, Kevin McCarthy has predicted. McCarthy is saying in 2030, when the new census comes out, we're going to lose 4 seats. Remember, congressional seats are totally based, and electoral college votes are totally based on population. And we are not the largest state in the country. That's Alaska, not Texas, Alaska. But we are the most populous. We have the most people. And as I said yesterday, when I was growing up, Jack, we were the land of milk and honey. We were the place that everybody wanted to come to. Everybody. When I went to school in Atlanta, part of my popularity was I was an LA boy. I was from California. Really? You're from California? You're from Hollywood? Now people are like, you're from California? How can you pay all those taxes? How can you deal with those fires? How can you deal with that train to nowhere and the billions of dollars they're spending at your expense? We've turned it, In-N-Out is gone. Bed Bath & Beyond is gone. All the businesses are leaving. Tell me what Gavin Newsom has accomplished. Seriously. And I forgot I was going to throw one of my friends underneath the bus. I forgot to do it. I ran into him Saturday at Mexicali. He's not going to like this, but it's true. Randy Giamara, just a great guy, part of the Giamara family, a great guy. And Giamara family, when his parents were alive, they were so incredibly nice to me. I've told you the story. I was out at Red Pepper. I was at Red Pepper with Lori, and we went by their table and said hello. John was still alive, and his wife, mom, Pam, was still alive, and we just said hello. And they were just, oh, Ralph, it's good to see you. Are you still on the radio? Yeah. And we sit down and we had a huge dinner and a bunch of drinks, and we went to pay. And they said, the GMRs took care of your tab. And I was like, where are they? And they left 20 minutes ago. They just said, whatever it is, put it on our tab. They're just a great family. Anyway, getting to Randy, who I once won a golf tournament with when I could play golf. We used to have this tournament John Hatton put on. It was about 16 guys. We'd all throw in a bunch of money. It was best ball every 2 guys. My partner was the guy I'm about to talk about. And I shot an 84 and he shot a 79. We won $400. And then I got to the party and my girlfriend was going to meet me there. And she called me and broke up with me. Happiest day of my life. I shot an 84, won $400. Everybody's going to meet this big, tall blonde that I've been dating for months and months and months and months. And she called and said, we have to talk. And booted me. I'd worked here like 2 months. Well, anyway, the point of the whole story, I'm sorry to say this, Randy, but Randy Giamara is a dead ringer for Gavin Newsom. Swear to God. Swear to God. And I had never seen it. We ran into him. I was with Mikey V and Mikey Arier and Jim Tazi at Mexicali, and he came to the bar and said hello to us. We all hugged and what's going on. And I didn't see it. And Taz turned him and he goes, doesn't he look just like the governor? And he was wearing a blue suit, the whole thing. I was like, damn, he actually does. He is a dead ringer. His hair's starting to go gray. So, I mean, he could put on a blue suit, not put on any makeup, and go out on Halloween as Gavin with a sign around and say, I'm the governor of California. Sorry, Andy. That's going to get back to him. He's going to be like, why you throw me on the bus like that, Ralph? Because now everybody's going to be calling him governor. So, take a break. We come back. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. I want to thank again Mark DiCamillo. Check out the story today in the LA Times. I believe it's on I know it's on the front page. And this examination of this redistricting thing, and I don't understand the state of California. I don't understand how you people can vote almost 6 out of 10 people vote in favor of this commission. And now you're going to let this guy just tear that all up and let the elected officials choose their voters as opposed to the voters choosing their elected officials. Don't understand it. Quick time out. We're coming right back on this Friday. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 at AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Monday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. We will break down the absolute latest on the ongoing redistricting battles to remake their congressional maps. We'll also update you on the ongoing battle surrounding Ukraine and Russia conflict and how it might come to a close, plus data from Washington, D.C. on Trump's big shutdown there. Monday edition. Come hang with us. Play it.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It would be cruel and unusual punishment to force the wife or the husband to get over a hot stove this weekend with temperatures in the 3 digits. Just jump in a car or jump in an Uber or a Lyft and head to F Street and let the ladies at KC Steakhouse take care of you. You'll have one of the best steaks you've ever had. We know that because you all voted in the Bakersfield, California poll, the best steakhouse and best ambiance. And don't forget about the Stockyard. You might even see J.R. Flores in there. That's one of his favorite spots. They make some cool whiskey sours in there for him. Our girl Haley is in there, and you can have live music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Cassie's got a banquet room for meetings or parties or anything that goes on that needs a big room, and it's just a really neat thing. Go next door, even if you have dinner in the main dining room, and just check it out. It's a speakeasy type layout, and it's been an absolute game changer for Cassie Biddle. Get into KC Steakhouse sometime this weekend on F Street. They are longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
Looking for flooring? It's on sale at America Ceramics. Looking for kitchen countertops? It's on sale at America Ceramics. How about shower tile? Yep, that's on sale too at America Ceramics. At America Ceramics, everything you need to transform your space is marked down for the summer. From sleek stone surfaces to bold backsplash tiles, they have it, and it's all on sale. Bring your big ideas to America Ceramics at 4000 Fruitvale Avenue, or visit americaceramics.com to get started. But don't wait. Styles and savings are going fast, and this summer sale won't last forever. America Ceramics at 4000 Fruitvale Avenue, or visit americaceramics.com to get started.
With America Ceramics, do it natural. So
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744, stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard, or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Father's the flaw. Yeah. I like to sit on the mountain. Boogie on reggae woman. For years. And again, I'm a black guy, so I come from a black culture. So I don't know whether this is multicultural or it just comes from black folks, but I think you're aware of this. For years, there have been rumors that Stevie Wonder can actually see. Have you ever heard that rumor?
Oh, yeah.
I heard, what's his name? The comedian that's Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx went on a 10-minute rant. I'm telling you, the brother can see. I'm telling you. And they were like, how do you know? He said, I got into a slap fight with Stevie, and he beat the crap out of me. He said, how in the world can he know where my face was? I was ducking and dodging, and he just smacking me upside the face and then walked out the room. Walked out the room. And I told you, when Carla and I went to see him 5-6 years ago, I told you, remember I told you, I was like, dude had me nervous because he walked out on stage. He had an organ, and it's not an organ, but whatever they call it, but organ, and a piano. And all night, he walked out on the stage and he was going back, and the organ was on a different level. And Carla kept saying, he could see, Ralph, I told you he could see. And I was like, Carla, have you lost your mind? He's just memorized the steps. That's what blind people do. How do you think they get around their house? They memorize the steps. They know it's 12 steps to the door. It's 15 steps down the hallway. But she's like, no. And damn, if he didn't like just after that conversation, it was a transition to the piano. And my boy was like just casually walking. And I'm like, nah, couldn't be, could it? And then I saw a clip in the video reel where Jamie Foxx is going on and on about this. There's a clip of him with Steve Harvey at some kind of, I think it's like some BET Awards thing. And they walk off together. And with no help, no arm thing, because that's what he used to do when he was young. He always had somebody with him, and he always had their arms collapsed. But ever since this rumor has gotten up on its feet, because, I've heard it for years, and just been like, yeah, and we've never been to the moon either, Mary Little. Would you stop? He's not blind. But I
saw a video where he caught a falling mic stand.
Shut up. You see what I'm saying?
And everybody's like, wait a minute, Stevie. How'd you even know that was falling?
He was born blind, right? Ray became blind. Ray saw for a while, but I think Stevie was born blind. Regardless, I just think of all the musical people, I think Stevie Wonder is the biggest genius.
No, he was not born blind.
He was not?
Yeah, no, it says no, Stevie Wonder was not born with his eyes functioning normally. He became blinded shortly after birth due to retinopathy.
Oh. Yeah. Interesting. If you had to lose a sense, what would you lose?
Ooh.
If you had to give up one. I think I would give up hearing. Because I don't want to hit his mess. And I could still.
That's a joke there. A lot of husbands feel the same way, Ralph.
And I could still communicate. Roxana, my ex-girlfriend, she could communicate. She could read lips. I told you the story about the Elton John concert where we had really good seats, and Elton John had a bad throat that night. And we're in the middle of the thing, and he took a break, and Roxanne said, uh-oh. And I go, what's wrong? And she goes, Elton just said, my throat's bothering me. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And he went off stage, and he came back on. The first thing he said, because, I was like, yeah, right. Like, I know you can read lips, but he's 20 yards away. Come on, Roxanne. And the first thing he said when he came back on stage was, I had to go get some tea. My throat is bugging me, but I think I can get through it. And she was like, don't mess with me, Ralph Bailey. Quick time out. Last half hour of the week. Dodger baseball gets underway in about either 10 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes. It's either 5:40 or 6:40. I can't remember. Blake Snell gets the bump for us. Big game. I would stick around if I you.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A federal judge has halted further expansion of the immigration detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz in the Florida Everglades.
Big night tonight.
The judge on Thursday also ordered
Dodgers
the facility to
and then
wind
love
down
after lockout.
operations within 2 months. District Judge
Man, I'm
Kathleen
so sick of
Williams
my
stated
apartment.
that Florida officials never adequately explained the need for the facility.
Oh, I'm not ready. I love my apartment.
Authorities say a
I'm
tour bus
sick of
returning
being
to New York City
sequestered in that
from
motherfucker.
Niagara Falls has crashed on an
'Cause I ain't
interstate
going anywhere
highway,
this
killing
weekend.
5 passengers and injuring many others. The
And
accident
dude, I tried
happened Friday
to.
near Pembroke,
So I was
about
feeling pretty good
25
last
miles
weekend,
east of Buffalo.
and I tried to
Police
clean
say
up
the
the storage
driver
room
apparently became distracted, lost
and
control, and overcorrected
the
before
second
bus
bedroom,
flipped on its side.
and I literally
On Wall Street, the Dow
spent
by
4 hours in that bedroom.
846 points. More details
4 hours
at
on and off. You know, I take a
SRNews.com.
break, but from like noon to 4 or 5 o'clock, right after the amateur ended. And do you know I'm halfway through? I cleared the bed, I moved the TV, I got everything off the floor, but the closet is just, man, if I die, it's going to be so humiliating. Dude, I saw Negro Modelo bottles in the closet. That's what I'm saying. And why would I put them in the closet?
Staff members were hurt. 3 prison weapons were found. The 3 inmates involved.
That's exactly what it is. Just throwing stuff in it and closing the door.
Is now being investigated as a homicide.
Found my laptop underneath the bed.
A woman was found dead
Just
in
like,
an encampment on a property
damn.
next to the canal on
And I'm halfway through.
Montero Lane. Based on
Still
the
got to do the closet
how the woman was
and got to do underneath the bed. So you're right. That's exactly what it is. I was shoving stuff under the bed and throwing it in the closet and trying to make it look clean.
News Talk 96.1
So stupid.
AM
I don't know. You know, I was talking about that with Mike because Mike saved me. That's when he called me and said, "Let's go to Mexicali." I was like, "I'm there."
September 2nd.
And I was talking like, "Oh, Mike,
on 2025
how the hell did I
Subaru.
become
And
a
if you're
slob?
thinking about an EV,
Like,
the
how did it follow me
2024
my whole
Solterra
life?
is a great choice.
Like, why
First,
can't I
Subaru.
shake it?
Same quality, safety, and
Like, at least I got
technology
smart
expect
and
from
hired
Subaru.
Lydia.
Plus, it's the only
Love
EV that
Lydia.
comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel
Yeah.
drive.
Oh, dude,
Now,
she.
through September
Oh God,
2nd,
she takes
lease
care of
a
me.
2025 Solterra
Oh,
for just
she's great.
$259 a month.
I only have her
36
come like
months
once,
and
maybe
0
twice a month.
at signing.
She
That's
does my
right,
bathroom and my
absolutely nothing
kitchen.
at
That's
signing.
all.
It's an incredible offer on Subaru
Yeah, I
EVs.
just asked
So
her to do
don't
my
miss it.
bathroom, my
Subaru, a lot
kitchen,
to love event going
and a
on
little
now
bit of
at
the living
Sahara
room.
Subaru,
She doesn't do my
5500 Gasley
bedroom,
Alley Drive in
and
Iowa
nobody is
Falls.
allowed in
Sahara
the fucking
Subaru,
storage room,
paving
boy.
the way for a better
That is
community.
just
2025 Subaru Solterra
humiliating.
Premium SST model SCD-1 with MSRP $41,181, 36 monthly lease payments of $259 per month plus tax, $0 security deposit, $0
I finally got
final
rid of
first
the
payment, and $85
television,
doc
that
fee to accept.
Motorola
Based on 7,500 miles per year, 15 cents
that
per mile over. Available to
Chris
qualified buyers.
Bird
Zero
couldn't
lower
even
finance, tier 1 SCA.
recognize.
On-approved credit, price offer 9225.
A
Number SA
television with a
1046.
back.
It's the JR Show.
Yes.
Gavin Newsom wants to
Finally got. That's how.
counteract
Yeah.
what Texas
And
is
you know who
doing
gave that to
in
me?
their
Kenny Zimmerman,
redistricting
of all
by
people.
trying to take the power back from an
I
independent
know.
council
I know.
so he can
That
redistrict
thing's
the
been sitting in the
California
middle of that
line.
bed for
Matter of fact,
years.
he's so confident that he's ready to put it before the voters. He keeps saying, "Don't poke the bear." Only you're
That's my
not
goal
the bear,
this
Gavin.
weekend, to finish
We
it up.
are the voters, and we'll have the final say. And you, sir, will have egg on your face.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Why don't you tip them, baby? Do it right. Do it right. Ah, twisted. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Eight 842-5376, 842-KERN. You know, I'm a huge fan of Deion Sanders, and I've never understood why so many people hate him. I guess it's because he was so flamboyant and talked a lot of smack. He's considered by most, if you talk to the quarterbacks, Troy Aikman and the guys that played against him, Joe Montana and those cats, they'll say that he was the best cornerback they ever saw, ever. I think, what was the guy that played for Baltimore, the safety? Ed
Reed.
Ed Reed, nice save. Ed Reed is considered the greatest safety among the players that played with him.
I'm gonna
And
go into the Ed game, but there's a lot of
yeah, there's too many ads. There's too many ads. But I just found some audio that I wanted to play for you, and then I got a fact that I want to pass along. Here is head coach Deion Sanders going into his first season at Colorado without his children.
I'm not talking about win. I'm talking about dominate this game. We got to play fast and physical. Now let's get to what I really want to get to. We start. Was there?
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
We start school when tomorrow. No slides. If I see you with, I'm going to send people to campus tomorrow. If I see you with slides on campus, it's going to be a problem. If I see you with a hoodie on in class or some headphones on in class, it's going to be a problem. If I see you sitting in the back of the classroom, it's going to be a problem. Do we understand that? So GAs, coaches, appoint your guys, whoever is going on campus, because I want classes being checked tomorrow, the ones that has those classes. And if you're online, and you have online classes, and you don't have a shirt on, or you got a white beat on, or you have some stupid on that causes a distraction, or you walk around during that online session, it's going to be a problem. We good with that, guys? Now,
I love that. I love that. And you're saying, why would you play that, Ralph? Well, what's your point? Did you know that last season, for the first time in the history of the University of Colorado at Boulder, the football team's average GPA was 3.0? For the very first time in the college's history. That's awesome. And he really looks at these kids like they're his kids. He really does. Because he's smart enough to realize about 6 of y'all in this, I don't know if he tells them this, but the reality is about 6 of y'all are going to make a career in the NFL. Maybe 12, 15 of you might get drafted, but half of that ain't going to make it more than a year or two, if you make it. And he's preparing these kids for life after football. Did you hear what he was saying? Is that audio clear enough? No hoodies to class, no headphones. What are slides? I don't even know what that is.
Sandals?
Oh, okay.
The ones that just slide on.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like your old chanclas, like nothing like
Yeah.
that. But like the Adidas ones.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of slide in the
Yeah.
slides.
Okay. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. But you can't even wear flip-flops. That's what I know him as. Can't wear flip-flops to class. That's outstanding. He said, even if you're doing internet class, don't be wearing a wife beater. Don't be wearing anything stupid. And he's got a great advisor who, when I saw the video, he gave her all the credit for them averaging 3.0 for the first time in the college's history. That is awesome. That really is. And it is a beautiful, beautiful campus. You guys, regular listeners, know I used to visit there when I was going to Morehouse. For whatever reason, my semester ended before my two best friends, John Tempero and Ed Skelly, their semester would end. So instead of flying Atlanta, LA, I would fly Atlanta, Denver, and then spend a week with those guys as they were doing their finals. And then we'd drive down from Denver, from Boulder to LA, stop in Vegas. We were 18, 19, 20 years old. We could get in and gamble every now and again. And I had a great, it's an unbelievably beautiful campus. Our owner's son matriculated at CU, where the Buffalo, do you know the name of the Buffalo, Mr. Burdick? Mr. Burdick, Mr. Flores?
Bobby.
Ralphie. I'm not kidding. Ralphie the Buffalo. And I actually played touch football on that stadium, which is the weirdest stadium because they don't have like a, like the end zone ends on like a ramp. You know what I'm saying? So if you watch a CU game, which now that Shador and Shiloh are gone, I don't know why you would, because they ain't going to be very good. He should have taken that Dallas job because I don't think they're going to be there very long. But it has like a ramp, this black ramp that goes up outside the end zone. But it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus. It really, really is. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got?
We're clear.
All right, very good. Our lead story of the day. Oh, you want to take the New York Times poll?
Let's do it.
I mean, quiz?
Yeah, come on.
I forgot about it. It's a Friday.
Done this in a while.
I know. I love the New York Times poll. You would think, given this week, it'd be easy. You know what I mean? There are a lot of big stories. That's the flashback. I don't want to do the flashback. I'll do that tonight. I enjoy the flashback better than the quiz. Do you know what the flash? Did I explain what the flashback is?
No, no idea.
Well, they'll start with a date. They'll say the Ming Dynasty began in the year 800. And then they'll say the polio vaccine was invented this year. And you have to determine, was that before the year 800 or after? And obviously 1950, so you put after. And then they'll say the Munich Olympics were interrupted by gunfire. Well, that was 1972, so you put that after 1956. I enjoy that more than I do the quiz, actually. But we're going to do the quiz, see how Mr. Flores and I do on this real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. August 22nd, right? Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. Which of Ukraine's allies said it would not commit to stationing ground troops in the country after a ceasefire to make sure Russia does not invade again? Was it Britain, France, Italy, Lithuania, or the United States?
Ooh,
Oh, come on.
the United States.
Yes, of course. I don't know that for a fact, but yes, of course. It's the United States. But he has said, he's talked about air cover, which scares me as well. I'll tell you that, boy. All right, I'll go first here. After drawing the ire of President Trump for wearing a long sleeve shirt and cargo pants to their previous White House meeting, President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine arrived this week wearing a athleisure wear? What is that? Athleisure? ATH leisure? Athleisure? I have never seen that word in my life. The hell is that what he wore last time? The all black? Is that considered athleisure? Military fatigues. No, that's what he was wearing. A black suit, a traditional Vishvanka, I don't know, a t-shirt and jeans. He's wearing a black suit. Do you concur?
He was wearing the Little Nas X outfit.
With the cone
With
and
the
the
cone
and the white boots.
White boots, yeah. No,
No,
he was in the black suit.
Yeah, he was in a black suit.
Somebody even brought it up in the Oval Office meeting. Did you hear
Yes.
that during the press conference?
Do you know who that was?
The same guy that made fun of him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And do you know who that is? It's Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend.
No, it is.
Swear to God. Swear to God. Look him up. And did you see the jab that Zelensky gave back to him?
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
So the guy goes, he asked him, "You look really nice today." And Trump goes, "You know what? I said the same thing." And Trump goes, "That's the guy that was on you the first time you came." And he goes, "Yes, I know. I'm looking different, but you're wearing the same suit." That was funny.
Pulled the Andre Gonzalez.
Yes, that was a great shot, I thought. All right, let's get back to this. All right, it's your turn. A close advisor to Mayor Eric Adams of New York was suspended from his reelection campaign after she handed what to a reporter? I know this, actually. I just read the story. Cash in a potato chip bag, an envelope of compromising photos, a cassette tape of secret recordings, 2 gold bars. No, that was Menendez. That was the senator. And a shoebox full of marijuana.
No file in a cake.
No file in the cake. What do you got?
I'm going to say the recordings.
I don't know. It's the cash. She put cash in a Doritos bag. Yes, cash in a potato bag.
Yeah, I don't.
Potato chip bag. She's corrupt as hell. She's going, and Adams is eventually going to jail, and they're going to elect Mamdani. They really are. All right, your turn. 10,000 flight attendants for which airline ended a strike this week that had led to canceled flights for 500,000 passengers? Air Mexico, Air Canada, Jet2, JetBlue, United Airlines.
United.
No, are you serious? You didn't know this? It's Air Canada. Pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, you should have known that.
Oh, yeah, Air Canada.
Yeah.
I don't go to Canada.
Neither do I. I've never been to Canada. I heard it's beautiful. but they're mad at us. They are killing Vegas. They are killing Vegas because apparently Vegas, 30% of the tourists are from Canada. And since Trump pissed them off, talking about buying them, making them 51st state, they're not happy with us. The first hurricane of the Atlantic season spent this week churning off the East Coast. I know this one well because I was worried about my uncles. Creating riptides but never making landfall. What is its name? Earl, Elsa, Emily, Aaron, or Ernesto? It's Aaron. Yeah, it's Aaron. That is correct. Your turn. After speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Trump said he wanted to make which change to American elections? Eliminate the Electoral College, end the use of mail-in ballots, introduce poll tests, raise the voting age, allow voting by app.
The mail-in ballot.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. All right, my turn. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. opened an investigation into whether city police officials manipulated what? Budget documents, crime data, crime scene evidence, misconduct reports, or witness confessions. It's crime data. Yeah, it's crime data. Correct. Your turn. As a result of a corporate spinoff from Comcast, MSNBC is now changing its name to MS Now. Ooh. It's short for Microsoft News of the Week, Morning Shows Nightly, Opinion Weekly, More Sports News, Outlook, Weather. I'm helping JR. Modern Streaming Network Without a Wait. That's ridiculous. And My Source News, Opinion World. I have no freaking idea.
I thought it meant no one's watching.
Yeah. What do you got? I have no idea. It's certainly not Morning Shows Nightly, Opinion Weekly. It's not More Sports. It's between Microsoft News of the Week or My Source News, Opinion World.
I'd say News of the Week.
News of the Week?
Yeah.
I'll join you. Ooh, both wrong. My Source News, Opinion World. That's awful.
I like mine better.
And like, exactly. And like a $1 million executive marketing director came up with that. My Source News, Opinion World? That is awful.
Must have been the same marketing firm for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Your turn. Which NBA player, this year's #1 draft pick, scored 44 points in a game this week, tying the record for most points by a rookie? Was it Paige Beckers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Ariafen, Just Joyce, or Dominique Malanga? I know this, actually.
I have no idea.
It's Paige Beckers, and she is badass because I just saw the clips, I think this morning. She's a better player than Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark's handle is kind of suspect, and Paige Beckers creates her own shots. Like she was backing down girls and doing the LeBron fadeaway. She's got a crossover. She can get to the bucket. Like Caitlin Clark doesn't get a lot of layups, but this girl, I think it was either last night or this morning. I saw the video of her of scoring these 44. She's badass. She, I think, might be one of the best players in the WNBA. Now, she doesn't have the range that Caitlin Clark has. That's what makes Caitlin Clark so popular. But, dude, she did a crossover and broke Heidi Plume or Katie Plume or whatever, Kelsey Plume, our old tight end's ex-wife, broke her ankles, Jack. She went bam, bam, and that girl was like, where'd you go? She had an easy layup. She's badass. Number 10.
I still can't watch.
No.
I still can't watch.
No.
Matter of fact, I was upset. I think it was last weekend. I was waiting for them to start the Raiders preseason game.
And the Fever game went long.
And I'm like, really? I'd rather watch preseason football for the first quarter.
Especially without Caitlin.
Yeah.
I'll watch a Caitlin Clark game. Sophia Cunningham just got hurt. She just tore her ACL. Is she hot? Sophia Cunningham?
I don't even know who that is.
She's the blonde that is playing. She's 6'1", about $160. She kicked field goals in football, and she was a Taekwondo master at like 3. And now that they've adopted what they do in the NBA, where they film the players coming in, these girls are dressing like models. And she's all over Instagram. And I'm like, she's attractive, but she ain't as hot as she thinks she is. She wears these really skimpy things. And I'm just like, yeah, you're an 8. You're a solid 8. You're a good looking woman. She's not my type because she's got, no nothing. She's a string bean. It was kind of skinny. Sorry, I digress. Number 10, it's your turn. In a 3-day event in Beijing that ended on Sunday, which of the following competed in running, kickboxing, and soccer events? Humans, kangaroos, robots, donkeys, or bears?
I'm going to go with robots.
I'm going to say kangaroos, just because kangaroos, you ever seen kangaroos kickbox?
Oh, yeah, it looks fun.
Where they rest on their tails and they use their bottom legs to box?
Kick, yeah.
It's badass. I'm going to say kickboxing. Kangaroos. No, that's wrong. Oh, you're right. Nice. Robots. Did you know that? Did you see that?
No, it was a guess. I figured China, Beijing, they're doing all those things.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at the picture.
They're also making robots to be able to carry babies to full term.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How? Dude, this thing.
It's going to run away.
iRobot.
It's going to run away.
Have you ever seen iRobot with Will Smith? Telling you. They're going to kill us all. Telling you. Final. 2 coyotes, a male and a female, had become celebrities in New York City. You know this story?
I thought it was a joke.
No. 2 coyotes, a male and female, walk into a bar, have become celebrities in New York City after they took up residence in Central Park. What names of locals given to them? Hamlet and Ophelia, Hermia and Lysander. I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry to show my literary ignorance. Romeo and Juliet. I've read that. Rosalind and Orlando, or Troilus and Cressida. Is it my turn? I'm going to guess Romeo and Juliet.
I'm going to go with Ophelia.
Hamlet and Ophelia? It was Romeo and Juliet. And we scored 8 out of 11. I don't know which one of us got more, but that's about that. I love that quiz. Like I said, I like the flashback thing better, though, where they give you dates of events and you have to figure out where they fit. Did it happen before that date or after that date? Love that. Final break of the week. Getting ready for a tepid weekend, Jack. No golf, but I'm almost walking. For those interested in my health, I'm almost walking. I think I'll be ready to play some golf next weekend. Let's cross our fingers. In the meantime, keep it locked. Charlie Kirk at the top of the hour on Monday. Kathy Abernathy will be with us, and we'll know the fate of Lyle Menendez, which I think is going to fall right in line with what happened to his brother Eric, who was denied release from the parole board. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. Our News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Do you feel like you need to know what's going on in the world, but you don't want to be bored to tears?
Well, tune in the Armstrong and Getty Show. We'll keep you informed. We'll try to make you think. We will leave behind the ever-present left-wing media spin. And you know what? We're not angry all the time. Sometimes we have fun.
I'm angry a lot, but not all the time. That's the Armstrong and Getty Show every single weekday.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Please meet Paul Sheldon's client, Marilyn Bull.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Bull. I heard of Paul Sheldon through my husband. So when I retired, I decided I'm going to go to him too. And I'm very pleased. The experience with Paul Sheldon has been great. Every question you asked, he had an answer for. He was patient and explained everything to where you could understand it. So I'm glad I had him to go to, because otherwise I would be confused. I would recommend Paul Sheldon to anybody because it is so much easier to go there and have someone actually show you and explain to you what your options are. And when you leave there, if you still didn't quite understand, you can always call and even make an appointment with you and rediscuss the whole thing. I also have recommended it to my sister. Thank you, Paul Sheldon, for all your help, and I wouldn't know what to do without you.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298. This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147, or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details. I need a coffee. And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed. Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KE.
What do you expect?
Dude, did you hear about oh, I know what I meant to read it.
Tell me.
It's a nightmare story of somebody I know locally, and I think you know her, but I don't want to mention her name, and I didn't save it, but she told a nightmare story about how I think she was trying to get to Portland and they got diverted to Denver, and they were one of a dozen planes that were circling Denver. And I don't know, the pilot, remember when I said we took 3 turns to land in Vegas? And the pilot was telling us stuff that he didn't need to tell us? Like, we overran the airport this time. We're going to try it again. Like, dude, I don't need to know that. And she said the pilot told them, we're going to be landing soon because we are running out of fuel. Like, why in the world would you say that? And she said that there were thunderstorms and lightning, and she thought because of the number of planes that were in the same area that it was going to attract the lightning. And I meant to read the whole story, but we're out of time. In the meantime, for Dawson Pitcher, who was filling in for Chris Burdick, and J.R. Flores, who's filling in for Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. Wrap to your Monday.
This is 96.1 FM, Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'll do a little Nas. You ready? 3, 2. So apparently, little Nas Z or X or Y or whatever his name is hit on hard times. He was found in Van Nuys in the Valley in LA, adorned in white boots, tidy whities, a cowboy hat. And when he took the cowboy hat off, he put on an orange pylon. But he's going to jail for attacking cops. But what the hell is going on? That's my guy, I think. Is he parked right there? Yeah, that's my guy. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Monday TRBS. Well, it's a Monday, so Kathy Abernathy will be here, and we'll know the fate of Lyle Menendez. Will he follow in the footsteps of his brother Eric and remain in prison? All that, and me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KER. And have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. He's coming around. Oh, see you guys. Have a great weekend. Okay, thanks. So you going with your girl to the KC, the girl with that? All I remember is she had a big rack and she wore Converse tennis shoes. I thought that was kind of